Hello, everyone. Welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where today the Quincy Presidents will play host to the Sailors of Scituate High School. My name is Jonathan Caleri. I'm being joined by Noel DeBona up here in the booth at the stadium as the captains of both teams get ready to come out onto the field. I want to thank you for joining this edition of QA TV Sports. Before Noel and I give a little bit of a pregame, we're going to go down to the field for the coin toss.
Who's calling?
Me, sir.
Heads. Tails. Okay? Heads. Tails. Okay? What are you calling, son?
Tails, sir.
Tails is being called.
Tails it is.
And it's heads. Okay? Joyce.
We would like to receive.
Okay. What end do you want to kick from, men?
We'd like to defend this side, sir.
And face that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Backs to that goal. Quincy, blue has won the toss. Will receive. White will defend the clock. Kick this way. Good luck, men.
All right, so Quincy wins the toss, and they want to get the ball right away, Noel. And I'd like to see the aggressiveness there on behalf of Coach Reed and the Presidents. Want
Yes,
to
that's
come
right.
right out and get the ball and try to score right off the top of the bat.
Yes, Quincy coming off that loss last week against Duxbury. They played a nice close game against them. They scored 4 touchdowns, 37-28. I think Quincy's going to need this win today to go into Hingham next week. A lot of things can happen here. Hingham is playing Duxbury tonight, and if Hingham can pull off the upset against Duxbury and Quincy goes down and beats Hingham next week, and then they take care of business the following week against Silver Lake, there could be a 3-way tie for first place in the Keenan division of the Patriot League. So huge morale win today is going to be a must for the Quincy Presidents.
All right, we're going to pause real quick for our national anthem being performed by the Quincy North Quincy Combined Band.
Flag is over the side.
All right, nice job by the band, led by Richie Keneally. So thank them for coming out here and getting us ready to start off this game. Noel, this is the second doubleheader we've had here at the stadium this year. After this game, North Quincy will play Hanover High School. And earlier in the year, back in September, on the 14th of September, North Quincy played Oliver Ames, and in the nightcap, Canton played Quincy. So it's reversed today, where Quincy's getting the day game and North Quincy the nightcap. So a lot of football action being played here at the stadium in 2012 in the football season. So as you mentioned, Quincy last week, a tough loss here at the stadium against Duxbury, losing 37-28, but played extremely well. And we mentioned last week that if Quincy plays exactly like they did last week for the rest of the season, they could very well run the table and have a really good year. And like you said, beat Hingham, you never know what could happen. You might get a chance into the playoffs with a continue strong, and maybe Hingham helps you out beating Duxbury tonight as well.
Yeah, Jonathan, it's a beautiful day out here.
It
Here
certainly
late
is.
October, and we're getting ready for that hurricane coming in a few days, and
The calm before the storm here at the stadium.
it's just a beautiful day. It's play out here in the sun. I mean, this is the perfect weather for a football player. It's not too hot, it's not too cold out, and I don't think there's going to be any dehydration problems. Hopefully, getting a little bit of water in you though, ready before the game. I think Quincy needs a victory today against Scituate. Scituate's 5-2, so they're in first place in their division right now. So here comes the kickoff.
All right, Francis Donovan will kick it off, and it's a little short kick. Quincy's going to need to field it, and nice job there by Quincy. I believe that was number 48, Peter Cedrone, the captain for the Presidents, one of the captains, coming up to make that play. It was a short little kick, almost as an onside attempt, and Quincy did a nice job to recover that. So Quincy will take over and begin the first quarter at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, you know, Jonathan, it's a sea of blue out there right now.
Yeah, I know. Both teams have the blue and white colors. I think we have an issue with our clock cam. Someone bumped it up on top of the roof, so we're going to try to get that fixed for you as we go along here. But we'll make sure to call the timeout as we go along. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Presidents. And they're going to hand off to number 1, Jalen Green, and he's going to go nowhere quickly. He's going to get he's going to say no gain for Jalen Green. Should mention that Quincy's led by their quarterback, number 5, sophomore James Lamb. Lamb's had a great season here for the Presidents, coming in as a sophomore to start the season for the injured Andrew Schaaf.
It's good giving Jalen Green the first ball on the first carry. I think Scituate's going to be really keying in on him today.
All right, 2nd down and 10 now. And they're going to go right back to Green over to the left side.
Oh,
And we should have, it looked like a face mask, but apparently it's right around the collar instead. And again, it will be no gain. And let's see, actually, they might give him a yard on the play. Ball's up to now to the 38-yard line. So we're going to call it 3rd and 9 now for the Presidents. Lamb looking to pass. And has Green out in the flat and can't make the catch. Green, great effort. Had to bounce off his face mask and couldn't bring it in. We'll take a look at the replay real quick so we can see what happened there.
It was a good play by James Lamb. He actually put the ball up for Green, but I don't think Green put his head around in time to see the ball himself right there. And, you know, it just kind of basically bounced off his shoulder pads. You know, Quincy's 3 and out here. They're going to have to punt. I don't think a wind is a factor today for the punters. So,
yeah, the flag is pretty much still in the northeast end zone. All right, so Jalen Green gets a nice high kick. And it's going to take a Scituate bounce. Quincy's going to need to stop it. And they're going to stop it at the 42-yard line. Noel, real quick, I'm going to go up to the booth, top of the booth, and see if we can get the clock cam fixed. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and hopefully you can call the game for a little while here.
Okay, sounds great. Scituate here is going to be starting from their own 42-yard line. 1st and 10. They're in their white tops, blue helmets, and blue bottoms, where Quincy's in all blue. If you're a little confused with the all blue on the screen. Scituate is led by their number 10 quarterback, Mike Stewart. Senior, 6 feet, 185. Fakes the pitch. He's going to run. He's got good room. Great room to the outside. He's going. Is anybody going to stop him? Here. Viet Doan on the tackle, number 7 for Quincy. We're going to see the replay here. It looks like he picked up almost close to 30 yards here on this run. The replay outside, you know, Quincy's had a tough time with the outside containment over the last course of some games. They did a pretty good job in the last few weeks, but they can have a problem with the with the quarterback getting out of the pocket and rolling out. We may have a penalty here on the play. Let's see from the referee down on the field. We got a block in the back, so this is going to be called back.
James, 1st down.
10-yard penalty from the spot, so it'll line up basically back at the exact line of scrimmage. It'll be 1st and 10. That's basically telling Quincy, hey, listen, you know, we got to contain the quarterback. We can't let him get out, flush him out of the pocket, and basically run 30 yards. 1st and 10 again. Pitch. Hand off to number 5. He's got some room. Picked up another big gain. That's number 5, Dewan Curtin, a junior, 5'8", 175. First down here on Quincy's 37-yard line. 2 big plays here, even though there was a penalty. Let's see if Quincy can do something here. Pistol offense, shotgun. He's going to keep it. He's got some running room again. Big gain. All the way down to Quincy's 14-yard line. Another first down.
All right, Nolan back. Hopefully the clock will stay still for now. I think we have a replay on that last play, so why don't we take a look at that, and we can see how Scituate runs that last play over to the right side. And we'll get the tail end of that, unfortunately, so we'll come back to live action instead of rewinding it here on TV. So first down and 10 now, and timeout is called by Quincy, I believe. And Noel, looks like Scituate's been driving down the field here, I don't want to say easily, but pretty effectively here in the beginning portions of the first quarter.
Yeah, you know, Quincy's had a couple teams play this style of offense, which is that pistol shotgun style. Keep your running back to the side of you. A lot of teams have done this against Quincy. You know, Durfee did it. Plymouth South does it. So they had a couple games that they've been able to see this type of offense. You got to contain the quarterback. They go with the fake. The linebackers need to, stay in their gap responsibilities. But you got to contain that quarterback. He gets to the outside. He's already had 2 big runs. One's been called back, but 15, 20 yards before you even touch him is basically, in Coach Reardon's aspect, unacceptable. So, see what Quincy does here. Scituate's already in the red zone here. 8:21 in the game, so.
All right, so ball is spotted at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Sailors. As we mentioned, it's the first game of the doubleheader here today at the stadium. The Red Raiders will play host to the Hanover Indians in the nightcap. And quarterback's going to keep it himself. And nice job there by Quincy, number 57. Matt Kozlowski came over from the far side to bring him down.
That's what Quincy needs to do right there, Crash down, get your responsibilities, get in it. So, great play by number 57 there, Kozlowski, a junior.
Quarterback Mike Stewart, senior, 6 feet, 185 for the Sailors. One of the returning players for the Sailors and also one of the captains for this team. So I'm going to say it was a loss of 1 on the last play. 2nd down and 11 now for Scituate. Send a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Dwayne Curtin over to the left side, and he's brought down there. Inbounds by Jackson Lamb.
Little jet sweep to the left here. Quincy can do a really good job with containing that and, stringing it out. Corners are going to have to come up here. Sailors have come out with, a slot on the left and a receiver on the right, so they put their receivers out there. Corners are going to have to do a real good job with also containing and, covering their guys. Corners' first responsibility is pass first, run second, so they trips here on the right.
All right, so 4 receivers, and they're going to set a wide receiver screen over to the right side. And nice job there by Quincy to get pursuit. Jack White was the man on the reception, and it looks like he's going to be a yard shy of the first down. Getting over there was John Sherwick for Quincy. Also looked like Peter Cedrone was over there. I'll take a look at the replay as we can see the pass to bring up a 4th down and 1 for Scituate.
Just a little bubble screen out to the outside, and no one really comes up. They were worried about the other receivers going down the field. It's a tough way to cover this. One of the D-backs has to come up, and it's hard to cover if you only have 2 DBs out there. One of the linebackers is going to have to get in the mix over there on the trips series.
That was Tim McDonald also over there to force him out of bounds. Nice job by Sherwick to bring him down. All right, 4th and 1 here. Big play, and Quincy's going to jump off sides unless they were drawn, but it looks like Quincy is going to give Scituate a first down. So certainly not what Quincy wanted to do there. Nice job there by Mike Stewart, the Sailors quarterback, apparently to draw Quincy off sides, and it will be an offsides against Quincy.
Okay,
so
Dan, we're on
should be half the distance from the goal. and it'll be first and goal now for Scituate.
Yeah, Scituate's got a pretty good line over there. Number 73, the captain, John Foster, is 6'5", 265, so he's a big guy out there.
Defense, half the distance to the goal, results in a first down.
All right, so big penalty there. It's only a 2-yard penalty, but not where you want to give up a 2-yard penalty for the Presidents. First and goal now for Scituate on the 2. Stewart's going to try to keep it himself, and it looks like he should be in for the touchdown. Although there's been no indication. And there we go, indication touchdown finally now.
Yeah, they ran behind that big guy. He's the left guard in there, 6'5", 265, John Foster, number 73, and he's quite a big guy in there. They just ran right behind him on a quarterback sneak, and they're in for the touchdown.
All right, so it's 6-0 Scituate with a point after the come. 2-yard touchdown run by Mike Stewart, the quarterback. Francis Donovan, the sophomore kicker, will try to get the extra point. Quincy again almost jumped off sides, but they able to get back. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Splits the uprights, so Scituate comes downfield, and with 5:43 left to go in the first quarter, they lead 7-0.
You know, Scituate's a good team. They're 5-2 right now overall, and they're 2-0 in their division. They're in the old Fisher division, which was Quincy's last year, so they played them. And then North Quincy just played them last week and lost 34-22. So this is a good Sailors team over there on the visitor side. Quincy's going to have their hands full today. It looked a little flat coming out, so let's see what they do here. First possession, we're 3 and out. Let's see what they do in the second offensive series here.
Yeah, we had that again. That played out to Jalen Green in the flat, and Jalen Green either overran it or you could say Lamb underthrew him, whichever one you want to say. But Green couldn't bring it in, and Quincy had a punt after that. It was a very close play down there, but Scituate takes advantage of it with a punt, goes downfield, and punches it in for the 7 points. So we'll get ready for the kickoff here again with 5:43 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 is our score.
Quincy's going to need a good return here. They had good field position to start the first series.
All right, kick is deep. Jaquan Harris is going to field it at the 13-yard line. It's across to 20, trying to find some space, and nice tackle there by Scituate. Brought down there by number 50, Tyler Serra, one of the seniors of this team. So Quincy will start at the 28-yard line, Noel.
It's always tough to, you're playing a blue team, and they're going to, they play them, last year as well. Sometimes it's so much blue out there, you might want to make the Scituate say, hey, listen, wear white pants. So you be white and we be blue. But the white tops, you can see some.
Yeah, especially the blue helmets, and they have the Q and the S on the helmet, so it can be a little confusing out there. All right, Jalen Green gets a handoff, and nice move by Green. Cross up the left field.
He's got some room. He could be gone. He's got 1 minute to beat.
Up to the 30, the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jalen Green on the first play from scrimmage. He goes 72 yards for the touchdown run. Wow.
I'll tell you what, Jonathan, I said it last week against Duxbury. This kid is probably one of the best in the state. And, to go that far to say a kid from Quincy, that's 3 and 4 is one of the best running backs in the state. I definitely, the way he cuts out there, any college teams looking out and listening to this kid can cut, he can spin, he's got speed. As you can see, he's got breakaway speed. Kid's great punter. He also kicks the extra points.
Yeah, he really does everything out there.
Does everything, this kid. I tell you, he's a 3-year starter. This is his senior year. It's phenomenal. They're only playing him one way this year. They played him both ways last year.
All right, Quincy's going to go for 2. And Jalen Green's actually the one that calls timeout. He was in the backfield along with number 44, Max Joseph, and he saw something, and he signaled for timeout. While we had that timeout, let's take a look at the replay of Green's run. And he made a couple of nice cuts in the middle of the field, Noel, and finally broke outside to go all the way.
Max Joseph going there. He cuts it to the outside, cuts against the grain here, and he's off to the races. Number 83 has a chance to get him, but I'll tell you, Jalen Green has breakaway speed, and he just trying to close in here. You're trying to close in here. He just keeps on bursting, and he's gone.
Yeah, he was being pursued there by Matt McRae, but McCray had no chance of catching Jalen Green. McCray might be fast, but he's certainly not Jalen Green fast. And once Green gets out there and really kicks it into high gear, you're not going to catch up with him. That was one thing last week the Duxbury coach said, is that he's probably the best back we've seen this year, and certainly the quickest. And Green had a great game last week, 151 yards rushing, and I forget how many he had receiving as well, but he had a nice game all around. All right, so Quincy's going to come out now with a wishbone backfield behind Lamb. Heffernan is wide to the right. Max Joseph gets it right up the middle, and he's in for the 2 points. Nice job there by Quincy. So they take advantage of that, and after the 2-point conversion, they now lead 8-6. Excuse me, 8-7 is that score, yeah.
Yeah, you know, Quincy got away from doing the extra points by kicking it, and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. If they worked on it enough in practice, they can convert it there. That wishbone backfield looks great. You know, you got Jaquan Harris and Jalen Green in the backfield as the 2 halfbacks, and then you put Max Joseph as the fullback. They just gave it to him right up the middle, and you know, and it put Alex Heffernan on the right side as a receiver. Max Joseph did a great run in the middle, and now they're up 8-7, so they're up a point here. We were talking about conversions, making those conversions, how important high school football is, and I'll tell you, I think Reardon has seen that the conversion ratio of them kicking it has not been that great, and said, listen, why don't we try the 2-point conversion every time? So it looks like that's what they're doing right now, and if they can convert it more than they can do the extra point kicks, you get 1 extra point on it, so right. 2 points.
All right, so 8-7 again our score with 5:22 left to go in the first quarter. Nice job there by Quincy, and especially Jalen Green to come back and take back the lead after Situate went downfield and scored fairly easily on the President. So Quincy comes right back, and again leading 8-7. Yeah, especially with we mentioned Alex Heffernan wide to the right. He's going to be a huge decoy for this team. You know, teams around the Patriot League have seen how effective he can be and how much of a threat he is. So with that running and passing threat, it's going to be tough for this team to be stopped. Jalen Green with a kickoff, and let's see, he gets picked up by Situate at the 28-yard line. And the runner will go up to about the 38, where he's brought down by a number of Quincy Presidents. I didn't get the ball carrier's number. Actually, looked like it was number 6, Dave Mavilla.
Yeah, you know, I see Andrew Schaff down there walking around without the crutches. We talked a little bit about it last week. You know, he's been throwing the ball around, but he's been a little rusty lately, getting back from that knee injury. I talked a little bit to the coaches of what they're going to do with him and James Lamb, and it's going to be a week-by-week decision. Hopefully not a quarterback controversy at all. So,
all right, play action fake. Stewart looking downfield, has a man, and incomplete, was looking for Jack White. And White gave it his all to try to bring it in, but could not. So pass goes incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now for the Situate Sailors.
Yeah, getting a little back to Schaff real quick, you know, he's been helping out James Lamb quite a bit. And, you know, my opinion is, you know, Hingham-Duxbury game tonight determines, you know, the factor of that. You know, Schaff was out last year with a collarbone injury. He got a knee injury this year. He's missed a lot of games. It's unfortunate for him. He was a starter as a junior last year. We'll get a little back to him in a little while here. We're back to Situate action.
All right, 2nd down and 10. And Stewart hands it off. Dave Mavilla on the carry. Right up the middle. Actually, that's Dwayne Curtin. And he's going to be having trouble to be stopped. And he finally gets brought down. We'll see where they spot him all the way up to the 15-yard line. Dwayne Curtin, a huge run there for the Sailors, and he's just as quick almost as Jalen Green possibly. He's going to be tough to be brought down. Let's take a look at the replay as he runs up the middle of the field.
And Quincy's not doing that great of a job with just there's a missed tackle 25 there, and he's off to the races here. Kenny Garcia, number 34, and Jaquan Harris catch him. Important to catch him here. You know, they got it down in the red zone still. So Quincy's going to do a better job.
All right, 1st and 10 now from the 15. Curtin again on the carry up the middle. A couple more missed tackles. Curtin's doing a nice job to be evasive out there, and he's going to get up to the 6-yard line. And let's see, it should be enough for the 1st down. We'll see where they mark the ball. And he's going to be just shy of the 1st down. He's going to need to get to the 5.5-yard line for the 1st down.
You know, it's gap responsibilities. You got to stay in your gap. You got your responsibility. If you don't get to that gap and do it, it's going to be a breakaway run. And Switchwood's doing a great job just driving the ball down.
All right, second down and 1 now. Curtin again on the carry, and he'll have the first down. He'll get to the 4-yard line before he's brought down there by number 55, Jackson Lamb, senior for Quincy.
Yeah, they went into the I formation there and for short yardages and just, an ISO. Looked like on the left side behind that big number 73, John Foster, He's a big kid out there, so they're going to try to run on that area. You got number 80, is that Matt Hines over there at the left end, left defensive end, and then you also have number 74, Simmons. They're going to have their hands full today, as I can say tonight, we got the doubleheader coming up today.
All right, so first and goal now for Scituate at the 4. They're going to pitch over to Curtin, over to the left side, and he was patient, waiting for something to open up. A nice job there by Quincy. Nothing did, and Curtin will get a gain of 1 on the play.
You don't see this in the stats, but Tim McDonald, number 18, makes this happen. As a DB or a safety man, you got to come up on the play. He came up. He didn't make the tackle, no. But when you come up like that, you open it up for the linebacker to come over to make the tackle, and that's important for Quincy here. For any defense, corners have to do their responsibilities, and he did his responsibility, didn't make the tackle, but there Jackson Lamb was there. So, Quincy's going to have to do that. State of your responsibility, as Coach Reardon would say.
Second and goal now for Sailors. And Stewart's going to keep himself on the left side, and touchdown Sailors. He got popped big time there by Jaquan Harris, but Harris was just a little late. Let's take a look at the replay. We can see Harris was just a shy late on the tackle.
Looks like the quarterback's going to stay inside. 80 Hines overcommits, McDonald overcommits, and then there's Jaquan Harris on the outside only, and gives him a great pop, and he gets his foot in there. The ball must have got in. So, Quincy's going to have to do a better job with containing. Defensive end, you got to contain him not to get to the outside.
All right, Francis Donovan again comes out for the extra point attempt. And Quincy's going to block it. Great job there by Quincy to block the extra point. So they have one little positive come out of that last drive. Scituate has been gone down the field pretty easily the past 2 drives, but Quincy blocks the extra point. So 13-8 is our score with 2:35 left to go in the first quarter. And Coach Bill Reardon down the sideline is not happy with his team, and definitely think they come out a little flat after last week's stellar performance against Duxbury.
Yeah, I don't know if it's playing during the day. You get right out of school, you come down to the stadium, and you're ready to play. And, most of them are the night games. But they've played a couple day games. I think because of the ECOLA style,
the Triple E,
the Triple E West Nile, and they had to switch a couple games from the night times to the daytime. So I don't know if that's a big determinant. You have a momentum as a college, as a high school athlete. You usually go home, you get some food in you, you go back, around 6 o'clock, you're prepping up for the 7 o'clock game. But, now it's a 4:15 start today, so you're coming from school mostly. You got to get some food and energy in you. So hopefully Quincy can wake up here. Jalen Green again, back deep.
All right, so again, this is a short kick fielded by Quincy at the 27-yard line. Coming up, it was Max Joseph, and decent return there by Joseph. He's going to get up to the really spot the ball at the 40-yard line for Quincy.
Great job by Joseph. Get the ball, get up in that wedge, and get as many yards as you possibly can, so you don't have to, go, 80 yards. Now they have to go 60 yards for a touchdown. So that's good field position for Quincy.
That's a 1st and 10 for the Presidents. Heffernan and Harris go to the left. And Coach Reardon's calling an audible from the sideline. Changing up the play. And Joseph's going to get the carry on the quick hitter up the middle. And he had a nice effort initially there before Scituate caught up with him and forced him back, but he's going to get up to the 44-yard line, so a gain of 3.5 on the play.
Yeah, they know they have a slot on the top of the screen here, and since it's a day game, you do have a little bit of, if you can see it in the screen here, it's a little bit of the sunlight in your eyes. I see the ball pushed over to one of the Scituate side referees, and he got out of the way. He couldn't see the ball, so I hope that's not a factor for Quincy with the sunlight still going here at 4:45 right now.
And second down for the Presidents. Green's going to get the carry over to the right side. And nice job there by Scituate coming up to make the tackle. Dante Sacatella on the tackle coming up from his position, wrapped up Green's legs, and he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's the senior captain over there for them, the linebacker, 6'1", 170. But, athletic director Jim Rendell was coming up here saying, this kid's a pretty good player so here for Scituate. So, Quincy's got to do something here on third and 8. Slot at the top of your screen here with Heffernan and Harris.
All right, so as you said, 3rd down and 8 now for the Presidents. And Green's going to get the carry. Across the 45 up to the 50-yard line and should have enough for the first down. And, yeah, he gets into Scituate territory up to the 49, and that will be enough to move the chains for the Presidents.
Jalen Green, what a great running back. He knows that he's got to get 8 yards, and he gets 8 yards exactly, to push the chains. I mean, that's a very smart running back, down in distance. Coach Ridden would say, down in distance, kids. You got to make the first down here. It's 4th down area. You may go for it, but, Jalen Green puts his head down, gets the first down. Great job.
All right, 1st and 10 for Quincy at the Scituate 49-yard line. And we're going to have a pass over to Jaquan Harris in the flat. Harris trying to get outside. Nice move by Harris. And he fooled one player but not the other. Pat Toheg was able to come up and make the tackle on Harris. No gain on the play.
Little bubble screen to the top of the screen with Harris. It was, DB made a good play and came up and, denied him any yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. I think Quincy's going to let the clock roll out here and move it over the other side.
All right, so they are going to let the time expire here in the first quarter. Scituate on top of the Presidents by a score of 13-8. While we have a quick second, I want to remind all of our viewers, log on to Quincy Access TV's website at www.qatv.org for program schedules, membership information, and to find out when high school football will be replayed on QATV Channel 8. So again, QATV.org. Real quick, we'll take a look at some of the first quarter stats. Jalen Green, 5 attempts, 80 yards rushing, and had that 72-yard touchdown run. Max Joseph has 1 attempt and 4 yards. And for Scituate, Dwayne Curtin, he has been the big player for Scituate. 6 attempts, 91 yards, and had a long rush of 46 yards. And Mike Stewart, the quarterback, has 4 attempts, 29 yards rushing, and 2 touchdown runs for the Sailors. I want to thank our statistician, Mike Saycoach, who's up here in the booth helping us out again this week for helping us out and keeping track of the stats to bring you at home. So thank you, Mike.
Mike's a good baseball player. He's a pitcher for the Presidents, and he's getting better. He's becoming a junior next year. He's becoming a junior next year. He's been really working on his work as a pitcher.
So hopefully junior Mike Saycoach this spring will be in Coach DeBona's lineup. I know Michael played a ton of baseball this past summer, Noel, so he's been ready to go. All right, and Lamb's going to try to run it outside and found some space. We'll get up to the 46-yard line. And was hit pretty hard there by Scituate. Matt Basler coming up on the tackle. Also over there for Scituate was Tim Churchill.
Real quick before we get back into football action, head coach Pat Bryan is coming back with a whole group of returning players for the baseball team. They look to be very, very, very talented this next coming season up. A lot of great pitchers and a lot of great hitters. They played a lot of freshmen last year, so a lot of sophomores and juniors coming in the mix, so they should be great.
Yeah, I know, Noel, you said, and Mike was part of that sophomore class last year. Yep. You said a lot of freshmen, sophomore playing for the Presidents, so they're going to have a lot more experience this year. So look for big things to come out of the Presidents baseball team this spring in Adams Field. 3rd and 7, and Lamb throws a bullet over to Heffernan, and Heffernan turned in, and Lamb threw behind him, and it goes incomplete. Luckily, over there for Scituate was Brendan May, who almost came up with an interception. Looked like it went through his hands.
Yeah, that was not a great thrown ball. Heffernan wasn't even close to it. The DB put his hands up, and it almost hit him. But also, like I say again, the sun's in the way a little bit. You can't really see from that angle. A couple of the coaches on the top of the screen here, if you can see, they got their boards up. Quincy's is they going to go for it here?
It looks like they are. Yeah, it's 4th and 7, so Quincy's going to go for it. So Coach Reardon is showing some faith in his offense here. Again, 4th and 7. Ball at the 46-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Play action fake. Lamb evades a tackle, and he's in some space now.
He's got some room.
Over now to the right
Gotta
side,
get the first down.
and he gets the first down and some more, and he gets pushed out of bounds. And nice job there by the quarterback, James Lamb, for the Presidents, and he picked up the first down. He rolled out, was in trouble, was able to get out of trouble and pick up the first down, as we're going to see on the replay.
I tell you, Jonathan, this kid's the real deal. As a sophomore, look at him elude this. Boom. He gets to the outside here, and he knows, I got to pick up the first down. I got right here, is right where the marker is, and he's got like 7 yards to go, and he makes it and gets out of bounds. You know, this is the reason why I would stick with James Lamb, even if Schaff's ready to go. The only reason why I'd go back to Schaff is for the North Quincy game, the Thanksgiving Day game, just because the fact that, you know, Schaff has been out the last 2 years here, a lot of games. It's his senior year. You know, maybe bring him back. If they're in the playoffs, this team, I'm sticking with James Lamb as a sophomore.
1st and 10 for Quincy at the Scituate 35-yard line after that run by Lamb to pick up the first down. Lamb back to pass, looking for Harris over the left side, and Harris can't bring it in. Flag thrown on the play, though. Could have a pass interference call. Looked like Harris turned over his right shoulder and realized he looked at the wrong way and went back to his left shoulder and went off his fingertips. And I'm not sure if it's going to be a hold or pass interference, but either way, it looks like it's going to be against Scituate. We'll go down to the field for the call.
Defensive pass interference, number 8, White. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
All right, Pat Tohig, number 8, is going to get called for the pass interference penalty. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for Quincy. Ball goes all the way up now to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Quincy.
Big break for the Presidents here. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Yeah, get a free 15 yards. Quincy will take that any day of the week. And I'll say we should have a flag thrown. Nothing was thrown there. Jalen Green's in trouble all the way back to the 30-yard line. And
that's what Jalen Green cannot do is go backwards here. They can decline this penalty and move it way back here.
It might be against Quincy because it looked like Lamb thought it was going to be, the count was on 1 and it went on 2 with a. And the answer was offsides on
Scituate. Wow.
It looked like it was going to be against Quincy because Lamb came out of the underneath the center without the ball. And the coach for Scituate, Herb Devine, I could hear him down the sideline, said the quarterback pulled out of there, and that's what he was thinking it was going to be as well. But either way, nonetheless, it's a 5-yard penalty against Scituate, so it'll be 1st and 5.
Offside.
It could have been an encroachment. You might have hit one of the players for Quincy. Once you hit a player coming over the line here, it's automatic, going Quincy's way. So that may have happened on the. We can't see it on the replay here or anything, but.
All right, well, 1st and 5 for Quincy. Ball up down to the 15. Play action fake, and Lamb's going to throw over to Jaquan Harris, and he has it at the 4-yard line, and he gets hit and pushed out of bounds by Pat Tohig. But Harris has it at the 4, as we're going to see on the replay.
Great catch by Jaquan Harris, I'll tell you. Lamb gives him a good little ball out there into like a little flat area. And watch Jaquan Harris come up to get this ball. Boom.
And Tohig right there didn't give Harris any chance of coming down with it to go any further. And let's see, looks like we have a timeout called by Scituate. So 1st and goal, Quincy at the 4-yard line. 8:59 left to go. Quincy trails 13-8. But they are on the doorsteps of putting in another touchdown here, again, on the 4-yard line.
I see them stretching out number 48, Peter Cedrone, down here on the sidelines here. Could be a little bit of a quad or a hamstring or something here. So, Peter Cedrone they didn't put him in the lineup as a fullback last week, and this week they just played him defensively. He's done a great job. They put Max Joseph in there as the fullback, and they kind of want to go one way for each player to give them the rest. Only maybe having a few players going both ways. Jaquan Harris going both ways is one of the players. Matt Hines and the rest of the group basically goes one way.
I got 1st and goal at the 4-yard line for the Presidents. And Scituate's coming in. Green on the carry, trying to get outside, and he cannot. He got pushed there by Mike Stewart. Also over there was number 83, Matt McCray. And going to get up to the 3-yard line goes Jalen Green.
Yeah, the only two-way players right here really is Jackson Lamb, Jaquan Harris, and Matt Hines. So you have 3 players that go both ways. They wanna give enough energy for each kid to go one way. You know, that's their philosophy. I don't think Duxbury has many kids going both ways. So a lot of schools don't do it anymore.
Yeah, if you have the numbers and you have the players, you might as well go for it.
Yep.
All right, so 2nd and goal now. Wishbone offense again here for the Presidents. Max Joseph, and he goes in for the touchdown. We saw that exact same play.
Wow, he doesn't want to go down anymore.
Yeah, I know. He was done and over with a play, and Situ was still trying to bring him down, as we're going to see in the replay.
It's a fullback dive right up the middle out of the wishbone. You know, Situate's going to be, thinking about Harris or Green, and you forget about Joseph there. And, he runs hard. He gets the ball and runs hard. He wants to run over people, and that's what you ask the fullback to do. Peter Cedrone is a little better on the catching end of a fullback, but Max Joseph, I'll tell you, he runs that ball hard, and did a great job getting in there.
All right, so it's 14-13 Quincy, and they're going to go for another 2-point conversion. So you're going to have 2 receivers to the left of Lamb. Heffernan goes wide left, and Harris is in the slot. I formation. Offset I, with Joseph and Green. Play action fake, and a bullet pass was looking for number 80, Matt Hines, but they cannot convert. Might have put a little bit too much pepper on that pass there, did Lamb. But nonetheless, Quincy comes downfield and takes a 1-point lead, 14-13.
Jonathan, every time I hear this song, I think about high school myself. We're both, former players of Quincy High School, and I'll tell you, when I hear this, it's very sentimental around this time of the year.
All the memories for you. Well, yeah, things certainly are starting to get revved up for Thanksgiving. Both teams have had a pretty decent year so far, the Red Raiders and the Presidents, and hoping to come down on Thanksgiving, have another great ball game. The past 2 years, North Quincy's won, but they've been all great ball games. And usually Thanksgiving is a great game. There aren't too many blowouts on Thanksgiving morning.
Nope. Very, very competitive, the two schools, and they want to beat each other. Even though they're now not in the same divisions, one's in the Fisher, one's in the Keenan, and they split. They still play Thanksgiving. They want to win. A lot of the kids intertwine between baseballs and footballs and basketballs, and they play, over the years as youth levels on some of the same teams. And then you either go to Quincy or you go to North, and then you play against each other. But I'll tell you, you always remember your senior year. Did you win on Thanksgiving? Yes or no? And that's the simple question that they all ask.
We should remind everyone or let everybody know that on QATV we'll have live audio coverage of Thanksgiving morning. Our pregame will be at 9:30 and kickoff at 10 a.m. So you can listen live on QATV Channel 8 on Thanksgiving morning. All right, Jalen Green will kick it deep for the Presidents. Going to be fielded at the 15-yard line by Situate. Pat Tohig on the carry, and a big hit there. We've been mentioning him twice here today, well, several times. Number 44, Max Joseph, comes up with a big hit for the Presidents.
I'd say he plays all out, that kid. He goes down, and we'll look at the replay right here. He just goes down the field, and he wants to just, as quote-unquote, knock somebody's head off.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay real quick as you're mentioning that. Yeah. No, we don't have the replay, unfortunately. That was quite a hit, and I'm sure number 8, Pat Tohig, is going to be looking for number 44 next time he has the ball.
Hey, he's not playing defense. I'm going to go down on the kickoff. I'm going to make the tackle, and he just goes right down and does that. Good job, Max Joseph.
All right, so ball's at the 31-yard line for Situate. Again, Mike Stewart, the quarterback, and he's going to hand it off to Dwayne Curtin over the right side, now up the middle. And Dwayne Curtin is having quite a game here for Situate. He's going to be a handful for the Presidents here today. He gets all the way up to the 49-yard line.
What a spin move by him. 5'8", 175 junior. He's running the ball very well, and he's very similar to Jalen Green's style running. Not a very big back, but he's going to beat it with speed and elusiveness and spin moves, and he just did that to get the first down. So Quinn's going to have to do a better job.
And they swept the ball at the 48-yard line, actually, so 1st and 10 for Situate. Curtin again on the carry, up the middle. And again, he is making people miss somehow. He is going through those small holes, and it's going to be another first down all the way up to the 40-yard line into Quincy territory.
Very offensive style game here for Quincy and Scituate. They're both driving on these defenses. So, I see that Peter Cedrone was in, blitzing on the right side there and not in typical 4-3, style defense. So you lose a man right there. So you gamble. You're going to blitz. You're going to put man up. You don't have somebody over here. Now you put him on the left side here. So, anything on the right, we'll talk about in a second.
All right, Stewart back to pass, and he fires, and it is complete to Jack White up to the 45-yard line. So a 5-yard pass will bring him second down and 5 now for the Sailors.
Wherever they line up that running back, it looks like Peter's lining up on his side. So if he's lined up to the right of the quarterback, he's going to line up on that side of the running back. So it almost basically becomes a 5-man line just to help out, trying to get some penetration in there. So President's going to have to do a better job overall stopping this Sailor offense.
Like I said, also their left guard is number 73, John Foster, 6'5", 265. So he's been quite a force here today as well. Peter Cedrone, as you mentioned, kind of spying on Dwayne Curtin now, and he's going to tackle him at the 29-yard line, just enough for a first down.
Yeah, Peter Cedrone, he's going to have his hands full today. And Jackson Lamb, the inside linebacker, is going to have to make a lot of tackles. Jackson's the inside one, Cedrone's the outside. They're going to have to make a lot of tackles. This style running, the linebacker's going to make most of the tackles unless you get good penetration from the front four. Those are the two guys that are going to have to make them. So
Curtin's very patient too. He's waiting for those holes to open up, and then he explodes through them. Like I said, the explosiveness just like Jalen Green. Play action fake. So he's going to keep it himself, and they do. They get him in the backfield. Looked like it was Junior Meade coming up and making the tackle for the Presidents in the backfield. Going to be a loss of 1 back to the 30.
And that's what Quincy's going to have to do. You got to get penetration. They went with a double slot, try to do a little jet sweep fake, and then keep it with the quarterback. And Meade did a great job with getting penetration, being in the backfield somewhere, and making a tackle. So great job. A loss of 1 there.
Second down and 11 now for the Sailors. 5:45 left to go in the first half. Curtin on the carry. And nice job here by the Presidents to not get faked out and make their tackles, and several Presidents over there. Looked like Jackson Lamb was one of the first in. Peter Cedrone also. And also in there was Ali Ajibori.
President's doing a better job. They're probably getting used to a little bit of this offense, seeing a lot of plays and going, okay, this is what we need to do.
All right, coming up on 5 minutes now to go in the second quarter. Third and 9 for the Sailors. Quincy jumped, but they weren't offside. Stewart keeps it himself, and he fights his way forward. It looked like he was going to be brought down shy of the first down, but kept his feet moving, and they'll move the chains. Another first down for Scituate.
He's a pretty good sized quarterback, Mike Stewart, number 10 for the Sailors. 6 feet, 185. He's typically, that's what they've faced all year. The Plymouth South kid, the Durfee kid, the Duxbury kid. They're all about the same height and weight, and they're all very mobile. They get the ball, and they fake it to their running back, and they can run a lot of quarterback keepers, left, right, wherever. And they're pretty good runners. They're almost running back / quarterbacks.
All right, handoff goes to Dave Mavilla over to the right side, and he'll be gain of a couple on the play up to the 16-yard line. No, someone again bumped into our clock cam, so I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Viet Doan, number 7, made a great play on that. Like I was talking about earlier about, not making the tackle, but coming up and making the play for the linebacker to make the tackle. Very important. Defensive schemes. You're a corner or a safety. You come up on the run, and you contain him. You cut inside. And, Viet Doan did a great job on that, number 7. Brings up a 2nd and 9. Fake the handoff to number 5 again. Up, he's gone. End zone, touchdown. Number 5, Dwayne Curtin, the junior. They couldn't wrap him up, and he's in for the touchdown to make it 19-14. They're going to bring up the extra point here with 3:34 left in the first half. Scituate scores again, so a lot of scoring here in the first half. They're going to kick the extra point. Number 30, Francis Donovan, a sophomore, is the kicker, place kicker.
All right, Noel, so Scituate just punches it in there now, 19-14, going for the extra point. And high snap. And they're going to try to pass it, and nice job there by Cedrone to knock it down. Jack White was the holder. It was a high snap, and he tried to throw it into the end zone for Dave Mavilla, but Cedrone knocks it down. So the extra points have been tough here for Scituate. Quincy's gotten a little bit of luck there, gaining an extra couple of points there, but 19-14. Again, Scituate goes down and scores on that touchdown drive.
Real important. It's a 5-point lead here, so a touchdown gets you ahead. So you don't even need to make the conversion. So very important stopping the conversions here. And Quincy made a 2-point conversion and then got stopped on a 2-point conversion, and they're 2 touchdowns. So it makes it 14-19, where Scituate has been stopped twice on their conversion kicks. Made 1, so 19-14. High school football, you always could go back to those conversions. It comes down to, at the end of the game, it's a 1-point game, 2-point game, and the way these two teams are going, they're going to be matching each other for touchdown. So I could see it coming down to these extra points at the end of the game for going from today into tonight.
All right, Francis Donovan again will kick off. And it's going to be fielded by Jaquan Harris at the 23-yard line. And being patient there, has some more room, man. It goes up to the outside,
got some room.
Across the 50-yard line for the President.
Jaquan Harris.
Up to the 30, 25-20, and spins down. Had one man to beat, and it studded him enough to get tackled down up to spotted at the 17-yard line. Great return there by Harris.
Scituate's been trying not to kick to Green or Harris back there. They've been trying to kick to the up man, and that's the reason why, because Harris or Green, and they're getting away from Green. They don't want to give it to him, so they go with Harris. And I'll tell you, Harris has just got speed. He's a track athlete.
Real quick, if we can see that replay in full speed, so we can see that. We'll see. Hopefully, we have enough time to get it in. They're going to spot the ball actually at the 18-yard line.
Gets up in that wedge, pushes Peter Cedrone. Hey, block him, and he gets to the outside. 21 tries to get him right here, but 7 gets in the picture here and makes the tackle. So great job by Quincy here.
All right, so special teams has played well here for Quincy. Green on the carry over to the right side, trying to get outside, and does at the 15. And gets knocked out of bounds. I didn't see if he got enough for the first down before he went out of bounds. And they're going to say he goes out at the 11-yard line.
Jalen Green, I got to talk about him again, how great of a running back he is. This is designed to go in the middle. Designed maybe for a 34, right, maybe an ISO. And he sees the outside, he takes the outside and gets 9 yards out of that. So he's just an instinctive running back. And sometimes you don't see that hole, bump it to the outside if you got enough speed. And Jalen Green did a great job on that.
There was an issue with the chains over there. It looked like they got tangled up, and they're trying to stretch him out. So it was an official timeout to make sure everything was set over there. Teams will go back into their huddles, or the Presidents will.
The last series I saw Jalen Green, he was tapping Max Joseph to the, he didn't line up right, and he said, okay, you got to push over here. He just tapped him, and that's how he knows this offense, Jalen Green. If Max Joseph on a second game being in there at fullback doesn't know, he's looking back at him right now, Jalen Green will help you out. I'll put you where you're supposed to be, Max.
Yeah, just make sure you run in front of me and hit the first man you see, and I'll go by you. Quincy will jump there on the false start. It was 2nd down and 3. So move it back 5 yards.
Offense.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8 now
5-yard
for the
penalty.
Presidents.
Remains 2nd down.
It's very important that Jalen Green knows the offense. He knows where the fullback should be lined up in any type of set or whatever, and he tells him, hey, you're not lined up right. Bump a little bit to this way. And he'll be looking back at him. It's a great job. He's a great leader out there.
Second down and 8 again on the penalty for Quincy. 2:30 now left to go in this second quarter. Quincy in the red zone for the third time here today. They send Joseph in motion. And they're going to give it to Green over to the left side.
Wow.
Bounces out now across the 20 up to the 10. And that's where his forward progress will be stopped. They're going to say he's at the 11-yard line. And Green never went down, just was stopped going forward. And he reaches down for his right ankle there. Not sure if it might have gotten twisted up in the pile that was beneath him, but he's going to stay on the field. Looks like he's okay.
Another play where Green, it's lined. Yeah, we'll look at the replay here. It's lined up to go inside. He bumps it outside. Well, it's outside, and then he goes in. Watch this. He thinks about going inside. Nope. Let's cut it outside, get an extra couple yards, commits a couple Scituate players, does a little spin move. So it makes it 3rd and 3 now. So, great run.
All right, so again, as you said, 3rd and 3 from the 11-yard line. Play action fake, looking for Heffernan in the end zone.
He's got it.
Touchdown, Quincy. They didn't throw the flag on the pass interference, but that was there as well. But Heffernan brings it in, an 11-yard touchdown pass from Lamb to Heffernan, and Quincy takes the lead back 20-19, as we'll see in the replay.
Heffernan is an unbelievable wide receiver. There's another kid that, will go up for the ball. He kind of gets position, goes up, and he'll just snag it down, mismatch. Pat Tone, number 8, is a senior, 5'8", 150. Another height advantage again. And I'll tell you that Heffernan, he's done a great job his senior year here. A lot of great catches last year. Any recruiters looking out there, for the college level, this kid is a 1AA-er. The Colonial Conference is a league that I think he can go right into as a wide receiver. He's got good height. He's got phenomenal hands. I think he's still in a growing stage as build-wise, getting in the weight room. Alex Heffernan, he plays baseball too as well. He's an outfielder, and I tell you, I talk to the kid all the time, and he's dedicated to the football program here, and I talk about it. Hey, listen, go for the best program. Go for URI or UNH or one of those two schools, and work for the best. That's what you want. You want to try to get to the best school, and if it doesn't work out, let's say you go to URI and it doesn't work out your first semester, you can always transfer down. You start from the top and work your way down. I see good things for Alex Heffernan in the future at the collegiate level.
All right, so Quincy will again go for a 2-point conversion here. Quincy had called a timeout to discuss some things, and now it looks like Scituate's going to call a timeout. So back-to-back timeouts here between the two teams.
Getting back to that, Coach Reardon, you want your best for your players to get to the college level. I mean, down in the Marshfields and the Duxburys, all the kids are going to colleges. You want the majority of your players going to a college and playing football at that college and going to college and get for studies and stay there for 4 years. So back in the wishbone, Jonathan.
All right, they've gone to Max Joseph both times. This time they're going to give it to number 3, Jaquan Harris, and nice pursuit there by Scituate. Harris had nowhere to go, and that one was brought down there by Dante Scacciatella. And actually there's a flag thrown on the play, so looks like it's going to be against Quincy, though. Yeah, so it's against Quincy. Penalty is declined, so no good on 2-point conversion, but Quincy still takes the lead 20-19 with 1:22 left to go in the half. And both teams have had the ball, and only one team has been stopped once. Quincy went 3-and-out on their opening drive. Other than that, it's been touchdown, 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 touchdown.
A lot of scoring here in the first half here. They've already put up 39 points between the two, and Scituate's going to get the ball here with 1:22, and they're capable of doing anything too. So no turnovers here in the game. Turnovers are a big thing in high school football, and in this game could be the big determinant. So got to hold on to the football. Quincy needs to get the ball back here and basically just stop them. Stop them before the half, go into the half, 2019, have a lead. They're going to be giving the ball to Scituate on the second half, so Scituate will get another possession.
Yeah, that's a good point. Quincy wants to make sure nothing happens here, that Scituate can go down and really get a 2-for-1 situation where they get a touchdown here and then they get their ball right back to begin the second half. So defense needs to step up big here on these next two drives, this one and to begin the second half. Jalen Green again will be kicking off for the Presidents. And Green's going to kick it deep. And it's going to be fielded at the 9-yard line by Scituate. Across the 25, up to the 30 now, goes the ball carrier, Pat Tohig. And they're going to mark him down at the 33, it looks like. So Scituate with some decent field position to start this drive with 1:12 left to go in the half.
Yeah, Quincy's got to come out here, get some penetration, contain the quarterback, contain number 5, and try to get them to. If they can stop them here on 3 downs, they're going to punt. If they can't stop them here, they're going to get into 4th down territory. And I think they got plenty of timeouts to move the ball. So really important for these 3 downs to stop them on this and make them punt.
All right, Stewart lines up in the shotgun. And he's going to hand it off to Dwayne Curtin, and he's going to go nowhere. Great job there and a great push by the Quincy defensive line to push him forward. Katur Simmons was in there for the Presidents to push that way. Also was Ali Aljabori.
Great penetration by the Presidents, and that's what they need to do. They need to get penetration. It looks like the Sailors haven't really gone to the passing unless, second and third and long that they may go to the pass, but they've been trying to stay in the middle with the quarterback and the running back. So you got to get penetration, and that's exactly what the Presidents did. It was a great job here, 2nd and 11.
We'll take a look at the replay real quick. There was a timeout call by Sucha down on the field. And you can see a great push there by the Presidents. And I'm not sure who got in on the bottom of the pile there to bring down Dwayne Curtin, one of the junior running back for the Sailors. But great job nonetheless. 2nd and 11 now for the Sailors. Curtin again on the carry. And a big open space over to his right side. Has the first down and more. And we'll get up to the 50 over into Quincy territory, up to the 49-yard line.
Way too much room, and that's a huge hole. And he pushed that in there, and it was nobody there in that area for at least 3 yards. So Quincy cannot continue to do that. This 5 is running. We get stats at halftime, but I'll tell you, he's close to 100 yards here in the first half.
After this play, we'll see what he has. 1st and 10 from the 49. Curtin again on the carry, and he's going to get up to the 44-yard line. And timeout is called by Scituate to stop the clock with 40 seconds to go in the half. Yeah, Dwayne Curtin, 167 yards, Noel, so I think he's over 100.
I was being on the conservative side a little bit, I said he's got at least 100. He's 167. He's running all over the field. I mean, he continues to match that in the second half. He'll be over 300 yards. So Quincy's got to do something here with 40 seconds. He's the kid you can basically key on the Sailors side. We'll see what Quincy does with second half adjustments. They got to stop here, but you got to basically key in on him. He's running all over Quincy. I was meaning to see if what he has as a season. I mean, this is a pretty good shifty running back, very very similar to Jalen Green on the Quincy side. They're 5-2. They look like they score a lot of points over there in the Fisher division. 2-0 in the division.
Yeah, they're scoring 21 points a game, 21.7 points a game.
So they're putting up at least 3 touchdowns a game. So it's a pretty good average. But I also look over their points for. They do give up some points as well. So.
All right, so it's 2nd down and 8 now for Scituate. Ball's marked at the 47. Back to pass is Stewart over to the left side, and it's complete to Jack White. And nice job there by Jack White. He gets out of bounds after picking up the first down up to the 37-yard line. So a gain of 10 for Scituate. And again, he stops the clock. That's important here for Scituate with 34 seconds to go in the half.
He was wide open. Nobody was even 5 yards distance of him. You want to make sure you don't get beat deep at the same token. But that's a great play by him to get out of bounds and stop the clock. So they're going to go trips here at the bottom of the screen.
Stewart again looking to pass. And fires over the field, and it is incomplete. Nice job there by number 18 for the Presidents, Tim McDonald, to come in there and break up that play. Looked like the receiver was going to be able to bring it in, and he couldn't bring it in thanks to McDonald's efforts. We're going to see in the replay there.
And Tim McDonald makes a great play here. He goes in and closes in and makes the hit, which the ball comes loose here. That's a great job by McDonald over there on the top.
Dante
Playing free
Secatella
safety.
was the intended receiver, and it bounced off his chest, and he was trying to bring it in, but McDonald came in there from his safety position, like you said, Noel, to make it incomplete. 28 seconds to go. Again, Situate looking to pass, looking at plenty of time. Fires over the middle of the field.
Oh,
Picked
look at
off by
this.
Jaquan Harris. He has some space now.
Got some room. He's got some
goes
room.
to the 40-yard line, over now to the 50, up to the 45, cuts up into the middle of the field, and he'll get tackled at the 36-yard line. A fantastic play there by Jaquan Harris. We saw that last week, though, at the end of the first half as well. He intercepted the ball, or ran it back. I think it was 87 yards for a touchdown against Duxbury. As we're going to see in the replay here, another interception, a nice return for Harris.
They put trips on the bottom of the screen. They put one-on-one coverage, and don't do that against Harris because he'll intercept it. And he exactly did it and did a great return. Harris closes in. That's why he's a two-way player, and he makes a great return here. Great athlete. That's another kid that should be going to college and playing. Also plays basketball as well, but I think he's a better football player. This Quincy team is a very talented team overall. They got a lot of seniors, a lot of leadership. They all make plays, and they left Jaquan Harris at the top of the screen by himself. They went into a trip series down at the bottom. They put the other three DBs, Viet Doan, McDonald, and Sherwick, and then they leave Harris on the top of the screen by himself and say, hey, listen, you got him one-on-one, kind of like Deion Sanders, and you take half of the field, and Harris will not be denied. He's got great speed. He closes well. And you see, it's 13.8 here, Jonathan. And 2 or 3 plays. Alex Heffernan on one end. You got Jaquan Harris on the other end. Give them a couple shots here at throwing the football. You maybe can get 2 plays off here, enough for timeouts. Maybe can get maybe 3 in there if you do it right. So see what the President's doing. They stopped him. You want to put another score in. So let's see what happens here.
All right, Citra's going to go into their prevent defense. And they're going to pretty much double cover Alex Heffernan. They have a safety who is, edging towards the line of scrimmage, but he's probably going to edge right back over to Heffernan once the ball snaps, and he does. Laying back to pass, looking for Harris down the left side of the field. Harris goes up and can't bring it in. Just knocked away there by Pat Tohig. And also over there for Situate was Nick Walker to knock that ball away. So nice pass there, but nice effort by Situate to knock it down. They had a cover 2 there, Noel, 2 deep safety to play over there. Again, basically double covering Alex Heffernan. 7 seconds to go.
I think they might go to Heffernan this time. The Harris one time, Heffernan this time. They're also good. If they do something, they could have. They're going to put Green at the top of the screen here. They're going to go. I like this because they're going to put trips at the top. And put Harris at the Heffernan at the bottom, and they're probably going to go to Heffernan here.
All right, so Lamb in the shotgun. Again, 7 seconds to go. Lamb looking, steps up, and is going to have to fire it, and he gets hit as he does, and it's going to be picked off by Situate, and time has expired. Lamb was waiting for someone to try to get open downfield, and it was picked off as he got hit. So Lamb took a big pop there. Doesn't hurt the Presidents too much, though, so Quincy comes out of this half with a 1-point lead, 20-19. So nice job there by Quincy, again, to take a 1-point effort into halftime. All right, so what we'll do, Noel, is we're going to take a quick break here up in the booth. And when we come back, we'll have some second half coverage. Again, Quincy Presidents 20, Situate Sailors 19. Stay with us for second half coverage here on QATV Sports. Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Quincy Presidents lead the Situate Sailors by a score of 20-19. Real quick, we'll go over some stats for you at the half. Jalen Green has 93 yards rushing and a touchdown for the Presidents. Max Joseph has a touchdown rushing for the Presidents as well. 2 attempts on 7 yards. He also has a couple of two-point conversions, or a two-point conversion, I should say. And receiving-wise, Jaquan Harris has 2 receptions for 16 yards. Alex Heffin, 1 reception for 11 yards, and a touchdown to go along with that. Passing-wise, James Land, 3 for 7 for 27 yards, and has 1 touchdown pass as well. On the Scituate side of the ball, Dwayne Curtin has been the story of the night so far. 14 attempts for 167 yards rushing. He had a 46-yard run and also has 1 touchdown. Mike Stewart, the quarterback, has 6 attempts for 36 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. The quarterback, Stewart, 6 attempts passing, 3 receptions for 23 yards. I should have mentioned, too, our statistician, Michael Saycoach, wanted me to say, Dwayne Curtin averaging 12 yards a carry, Noel, here today on 14 carries. So he's having quite a game so far here for Scituate, and they're going to get the ball right back to start the second half.
Quincy did a good job before the half by stopping him, though. Getting that interception, Jaquan Harris, taking it down, getting a couple shots to try to get it in the end zone, and they couldn't do it. But that's big. Now Scituate's going to get the ball for the second half action here, so they need to do the same thing on this next possession.
All right, Green kicks it deep, and it's going to bounce at the 5-yard line. Curtin thought it might go into the end zone. He's got to feel it at the 8-yard line, and he gets brought down by Max Joseph. And some other plays in there. Also, Armani Cardoso for the Presidents. And also looked like it was Rob Monroe. And Scituate's going to take over on their own 12-yard line.
Check that, 17-yard line maybe?
I'm sorry, yes, 17-yard
line. That's great, though. That's great what Quincy did here is it pinned them back, let them go a distance to get to the end zone. And Quincy's going to have to do the same thing. Get a 3 and out here. Stop them, get some penetration. They're going to have to punt here. They're not going to go for it on this area here with this game on the line. So it's very important to see what Quincy does in the gap responsibilities and getting penetration in there with that front 5 now with Peter Cedrone in there.
All right, quarterback Mike Stewart leads him out for the Sailors. They're going to hand it off to Dwayne Curtin, number 5, over to the right side. And another nice rush here for Curtin. He's going to get up to the 19-yard line, it looks like, for Scituate. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's a good back. He's also powerful. I mean, he's taking on people, and he put up 6 yards right there. So, like I said, Quincy's going to have to do a better job up on that front 5, front 4 with containing these 2, quarterback and running back. Is going to be the story of the night.
So 2nd down and 4 now for the Sailors. Handoff. And actually, I'm sorry, Stewart kept it himself. And he's going to get to the 25-yard line. So a very short game for Scituate.
Jackson Lamb in there. That's what Quincy needs to do. Maybe put those linebackers up in these gaps and try to stuff them, and that's exactly what they did. They're going to bring up a 3rd and 3 here. So very important, Quincy, to stop this here. Even if it's a yard, I still think that Scituate may punt it, being in this area of their own side. This much into with still a lot of time left in the game. So Quincy's got to do something here.
3rd and 3 for Scituate. Big play here for Quincy. Like you said, they'd love to get a 3 and out. Hand off to Dwayne Curtin. And it's going to be very close here. Curtin got up to the 32. Needs to get to the 33 for the first down. We'll see where they spot the ball. And it will be the 32. So they're going to be about a half-yard shy of the first down, it looks like.
Yeah, they're in there. They're 27. So they're a yard short here. I mean, looks like they're going to go for it. And Quincy needs to gamble. You get up in the gaps and gamble that they're going to do a quarterback sneak or they're going to do, give the ball to the running back. I don't see Scituate throwing out of this. And if they do, it's going to be a big surprise for everybody.
All right, so 4th and less than 1. Stewart's going to keep it himself.
Oh, they got stopped, I think.
Get it there. No way, Noel. Peter Cedrone came up to help make the stop along with Junior Meade.
I don't even think there'll be a measurement.
Also over there was James Askins. As we're going to see in the replay, all 3 of those guys come up, and they're going to be a yard shy of the first down. Great job there by the Presidents.
Penetration right here. Guy takes on the lead blocker. Guy's in there. Boom.
Junior Meade right there.
Peter Cedrone from the outside comes in. You gamble. You have to on a 4th and 1 like that. And Scituate, trying to go for it here. They're going to actually
I said
go
they
in
are
for
going to
men
measure.
division.
Junior Meade did a great job shedding his block, coming over and filling that hole and stopping Mike Stewart. So we will have a measurement, but unless the chains were that far off, they should not have the first down. They should be about a yard shy. And, yeah, not even close. They're a yard shy. And the referee signaled first down, but it's first down Quincy. So great job there by the Presidents and the defensive line to stuff the Sailors.
You know, Duxbury last week, they had the same pistol offense. And what he would do, he would come up to the line and just get right under center and go on a quick count and just quarterback sneak it. And, you know, when you're in that pistol offense all game and you're not getting under center, you know, it's tough for the short yardages. You still have to run from wherever you are, 4 yards deep, 3 yards deep to get the first down and the yard or two. So Quincy's going to start here. It's a great field position for them.
All right, first and 10 for Quincy at the Situate 27-yard line. Lamb back to pass.
Got a
Handoff, just go Jalen Green. Gets up to
Great
20-yard
move.
line, and we'll get knocked out of bounds there by Pat Towig. And we'll see where they stepped out of bounds. It's going to be the 17-yard line. So nice job there, and it'll be just shy of the first down as we see in the replay.
Jalen Green does a great job. He's got a nice hole here. He tries to string it out, see what he can do. He runs out a little bit of room on the sideline, gets out of bounds. It's perfect, 9 yards. So
All right, so they're going to be, as you said, just shy of a first down, and actually looks like they might measure this. It is close enough for a measure, so they will.
And I think that rushing there for Jalen Green puts him over 100 yards again. And I'll tell you, the kid, you know, I think 7 out of the 8 games he's been over 100 yards rushing. And I tell you, he's a premier back in all the state of Massachusetts. He just does a great job. He finds his hole. If it's not there, makes something happen. And he's got speed. He's got moves. And
it was a 102 yards rushing now, Noel.
Okay.
So,
So,
you've been
yeah.
you've been right on there for Jalen Green there, following along. Again, they're having some issues with the chains on the far side of the field. I don't know if they've been tangled all game or what exactly has been the issue when they've been moving them. I'm not too sure, as you see on the screen there.
it could have been a link came out or something. He looks like he's going for the link to put an extra
I'm sure
link in.
Sitch would love to hear that a link came out or two.
It's a game of inches.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. And, you know, first down could be those inches. So
Well, see, that last drive, Quincy might have added in a few links, and now they're taking them out here. So, it looks like something is tangled up there.
Yeah.
But while we have a quick moment, I was mentioning to Noel during halftime that the MIAA today passed the new football proposal, the new playoff proposal. So beginning next year in 2013, there'll be 6 divisions, and there'll be a North and a South division, and there'll be an actual playoff system, a playoff where the first 7 weeks of the season, there'll be games played in division, and then the last few weeks will be the actual playoffs. We'll talk more about it in just one moment, but it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. It's going to be a 2-year proposal and then be reassessed at after the 2014 season. Lamb again over to Jalen Green. Green up to the 15-yard line, make it the 14-yard line, and he has enough for the first down.
that might be really great for Quincy, a team like, you know, Quincy Presidents. They've been getting better, and I've been talking about it each week. And I mean, they played Duxbury hard last week, and you know, they can match up to them. The freshman team is 8-0 right now. They went out and beat Duxbury last week. So they match up to the team. The team's getting stronger and stronger. So I see this new proposal, the new playoff system is going to be great for Quincy and even North Quincy. So
yeah, I mean, it's going to allow more teams to get into the playoffs, not just the league or division champion to play as it is right now. First and 10 for Quincy. Green again on the carry, busted outside now up to the 10-yard line and had to run a yard back to avoid a couple of tackles there. Brendan May came in and Jalen Green jumped over him. He's going to get up to the 11-yard line, it looks like. And yeah, 11-yard line.
yeah, you know, that new playoff system is great. You know, a lot of the other states have already been doing this for many, many, many years, and you know, the state of Massachusetts is geared on the Thanksgiving Day game, where you know it's a great rivalry right here in Quincy and North Quincy. But a lot of other the states don't even play on Thanksgiving, and they just play out this playoff system sometimes into early December. So it's a good little tryout. See how it goes for 2 years.
Second down and 7 now for Quincy. Play action fake, going to give it to Green, actually.
Nice
Throw
move.
to the left side. And another nice draw play. We've seen that work effectively for Quincy a couple times here in the past few weeks. And Green will go up to the 7-yard line as we take a look here on the replay.
You know, Green stutter steps, boom, boom, boom. He's looking for something. He moves. He faked out one of the players, faked out another one, and gets what he can. You know, so he's a great running back. You know, you're supposed to not look for the juke moves, and you try to stay focused in on the hips as a defensive player. But you know, it's 3rd and 3 here. They're in 4-down territory, so that, you know, there's a lot you can do in the playbook right now.
So 3rd down and 3, like you said, Noel, they need to get to the 4-yard line. Definitely in 4-down territory are the Presidents right now. Max Joseph gets the carry, and he gets up to the 5-yard line and maybe to the 4. We'll see where they spot it. He got pushed back a lot, but it's a forward progress, and they're going to say he gets to the 5-yard line, so he's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down.
It's a tough play call right there because you know, you got Max Joseph trying to get the 1st down. He's your traditional fullback, you know, give him the ball up the middle. But, you know, at the same token, Lamb could have rolled out to the right and looked for Heffernan or Harris and keep it himself at the same token. Now they're in 4th and 1, so are they going to go back to Jalen Green for short yardage here to get the 1st down?
They sent 2 receivers to the right, and Heffernan and Harris. And you said I formation behind Lamb. Max Joseph is the fullback in front of Jalen Green. Situate stacking up the line of scrimmage. Green has it. Going to bust it outside, and he's going to go in for the touchdown.
Nice.
Look at the quickness of Jalen Green. He saw everyone for Situate go inward, and he decided, you know what, I'm just going to bust it outside. He goes in for 6, as you see on the touchdown replay. Excuse me.
Right here, look at this. I mean, he cuts to the left as well as to the right and does a great job with just eluding players and getting into the end zone. Great job. I was going to say you're going to go back to Jalen Green. You got to. I mean, 4th down. I mean, give him the football and let him see what he can do. And great, you put the slot way up on the top of the screen and you know, put some DBs up there and then let Jalen Green do on the bottom of the screen. So
looked like the defensive end there, Mike Stewart for Situate, did not contain, and Green saw that and took advantage of it. Laying back to pass, looking for the end zone, and Heffernan, and he's going to throw it into the soccer net in the corner of the end zone there. As you said, too deep on the fade pass there, but nonetheless, Quincy comes down there, and they score their 4th touchdown of the night, and they lead Situate by a score of 26-19 with 6:14 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, Jonathan, you know, they're 3 for 4 on their conversions, and I personally like to kick the extra point for this reason. They're 7 points down, Situate, and they've missed 3 out of their 4 conversions by going for it on 2-point conversions, and in my opinion, they're harder in high school sports to make the conversion from the 2-yard line than kick it. So I personally would kick it each time. You have a better ratio of making it. If I know Jalen Green is the kicker on the team, and you know, after he scores a touchdown, you know, being a former player, scoring a touchdown and then coming to kick it as well, he gets a little tired. You hit it off the wrong side of your foot, but that's something they can definitely work on up at Pageant Field is the field goals and the extra points, because I tell you, it's a 7-point game here, and Situate's got a pretty good offense. So good job by the Presidents by punching in, though.
All right, so as you said, 26-19, Quincy on top of Situate. Real quick, going back to the new playoff proposal, it will be a playoff system where the North, South, Central, and West will have their own mini playoffs, and then the winners of each of those divisions, just like all the other sports, will face off. So you have a true state champion of the 4 regions in Massachusetts, and a lot more teams will be making the playoffs as well. All right, kick is received at the 15-yard line by Pat Trohig. Over to the right side, has some space, across to the 40 and over to the 45. And Max Joseph tackles him from behind. We talked about his power, showing a little bit of speed right there, Max Joseph.
Great job by Max Joseph. He wants to make a tackle. Listen, Coach, I'm not going to play defense, so you're going to put me on the kickoff team. I'm going to go down. I'm going to make the tackle and show you that I want to be on defense. And I like the intensity that he has. You can see it up here, you know, being in the booth, that, you know, the kid is out there just giving it his all. You know, that's all you ever ask for as a player. Give it all on the field, leave it all out there, and he does a great job, that kid. But getting back to the playoffs, this also gives a chance for every team to kind of go into the playoff system. But you also, if you lose and you're out of the playoffs, you go back to your regular season games or something like that. Is that how it works?
You play other like non-division games. Just one moment. Dwayne Curtin on the carry. Peter Cedrone can't get him. He's going to explode through the line here. Crosses the 30-yard line in Quincy territory, and is finally brought down at the 26-yard line. Dwayne Curtin, he's been a monster here for the Sailors. We'll take a look at the replay. Quincy has not found an answer for him just yet.
Yeah, it might look like we'll look at the stats. I think he's over 200 yards, and this kid is just a great running back as well. He finds his hole very similar to Jalen Green, the way he runs.
Yeah, 202 now for Dwayne Curtin, the Sailors running back. The junior running back, 5'8", 175. First and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. Curtin again on the carry. And this time he's going to get wrapped up there by Quincy. Jackson Lamb coming up and making the tackle. Yeah, so for those teams that don't make the playoffs, they're going to get kind of thrown back into a pool with all the other teams that didn't make playoffs and play each other kind of like a round-robin style, just kind of going around playing other different teams in your division. So it's not like teams that don't make the playoffs are going to be done after 7 weeks and just go home. They're just going to get
so they'll still be able to play those Thanksgiving Day games as well?
Yeah, Thanksgiving rivalries will be held as is.
Okay.
So all the regular Thanksgiving Day games will still be like that. So there's a possibility you might be playing your Thanksgiving rival on the week 1 and then on Thanksgiving as well.
Oh, wow.
Curtin crosses the 20-yard line, and we'll get up to the 19, it looks like. Lamb in there, Matt Kozlowski in there as well for the Presidents to make the tackle.
That's if you're in the same division. So Quincy and North are in different divisions.
They're in different divisions, so they probably wouldn't be playing.
Other schools that play in division.
Yeah, you would play all of your league games in
okay.
the first 7 weeks of the season.
I see.
Now for Quincy, playing in the Patriot League in the Fisher, they only have 4 division games, so they play those 4 division games, and then a couple other teams in their actual whole division, or the league games. Then Division is Division 1, Division 2. Pass is incomplete. Bounces in front of the intended receiver. Yeah, the quarterback, Mike Stewart, short-hopped it over to Okandunde. So it'll be very interesting for all the teams coming up and about for. And again, it gives teams an idea that we could go 9-1 right now and not make the playoffs because we lost to the team that was 10-0. But now you go 9-1. You're going to go to the playoffs and get another chance in there.
I see. Single elimination. Once you
single
lose,
elimination playoffs. So
okay,
you go in there, and if you lost in the first week of the season, you'd play against some of the other teams that also lost first week of the playoffs. You play the other teams that lost in the first week and go about there as well. All right, Stewart rolling out to his right, looking to pass. He's going to throw it in the end zone.
Oh, great play, Kenny Garcia.
Did he intercept it? No, he did not. But as you said, Kenny Garcia coming up. Great recovery by Garcia for the incomplete pass and take away a touchdown, as we see on the replay.
Yeah, he's a sophomore, number 34. He started the Cohasset game, the first game of the season, and he's in there for coverages. He closes very well. He's got great speed. He's a small kid, but let me watch this. Boom, gets right in there. I want the ball. And if I'm not going to catch it, you're not going to catch it. And did a great job. I like to see him out there a little bit more on those pass coverages. He's good at one-on-one. And that was a 4th down, so Quincy's got the ball.
I said we missed it. That was the 4th down. Talking about the player proposal there. So great job by Quincy. 2 4th downs. They needed to come up big, and they have. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Presidents at their own 20-yard line. 4:02 left to go in the third quarter. They lead 26-19. Jalen Green's going to get the carry, and he's going to get bounced back to the 20-yard line, trying to go up the middle of the field.
This kid is.
He just does not give up, Noel.
He's wrapped up in the backfield. He makes a move. He tries to stay in bounds, and he pushes it out, and he gets 8-9 yards here. It's just, we're going to look at this replay, and I'll tell you. Watch Jalen. He's done there. He eludes this 34 tackle.
Yeah, right there it's a 5-yard loss, and all of a sudden he turns it into a big game.
He's staying in bounds. He doesn't want to go out of bounds. He stays in and gets as many as he possibly can. What a great back.
A little bit of a friendly spot there, Noel. Looked like he went down at the 26, but they spot the ball at the 28.
His momentum going forward is always going to do that. He's always moving forward the other way. So,
I formation behind Lamb. Lamb looking to pass. And has Harris down the right sideline, and it is incomplete. It was almost intercepted, actually, by Brendan May. The safety for the Sailors was able to come over, and nice coverage there by the Sailors. Pass goes incomplete.
like the play call there, 2nd and 1. Why not give a shot to Harris and see what you can do? Now you bring up a 3rd and 1, and are they going to give it to the big fullback Max Joseph here, or are they going to give it back to Green? It's great giving a shot on a 2nd down. That's a good little shot.
All right, so as you said, 3rd and 1 now for the Presidents. Ball spotted at the 28.
Uh-oh.
And a little confusion there by Quincy. Looked like Lamb ran into the pulling guard. And
Not good.
Looks like it's going to be short of the 1st down. Looks like there's going to be no gain on the play.
Looks like a little bit of confusion there on that play.
Flag was thrown on the play, it looks like, as well. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's not a flag. That looks like it was someone's towel there for the Presidents that got thrown down there.
It's going to bring up a 4th and 1, and I think Quincy's going to go for it. They're going to take the risk here of making this.
All right, so Quincy goes for it on 4th and 1, deep in their own territory, ball at the 28-yard line. Situate's going to stack the box. They have 9 men in the box right now, Noel. I formation for the Presidents. They're showing blitz. They're coming right up the middle. Green has it. And
look at this. He's gone.
And as you said, no one's going to catch Jalen Green. He gets all the way up, 10-5 touchdown, Jalen Green.
Wow.
What an explosion there for Green. Another 72-yard touchdown run for Jalen Green. And Quincy now goes up 32-19. Wow.
I like the play call going forward on 4th down. We're going to watch this replay. I'll tell you, that burst of speed, get right through, boom, he's gone.
I say he had the hole there, and I love seeing this in full motion and full speed because Jalen Green was not going to be caught. He was making sure he was going to go the distance there for the Presidents.
I tell you, he wants to match the other guy, number 5, on the other side for yardage. He's got to be, 170 or something right
199
now.
199 now.
199, wow.
So he's only a few yards behind Dwayne Curtin.
All right, they're going back to the conversion
So, yeah,
kick.
going for the extra point here. And it is going to be actually
Tim
McDonald has it. Let's see if he fakes it. He's going to try to run it in.
He's
and
in.
Goes
He's in.
2 points.
Good job.
It looked like the snap was bad, and it looked like everyone thought it had been blocked. And so people started to slow down. And the holder, number 18, Tim McDonald, says, you know what? I'm just going to run it in. Let's take a look at the replay.
I think it might have been a design play. It looks like a fake.
Well, we'll take a look at the replay here and see if we can see what happened.
Watch McDonald. Oh, yep, he fakes this on his own.
Yeah, it definitely was a
That was
fake.
a great job. He's looking for that's actually Richie Turpin in the end zone, so he can't catch the ball. He's a center, but he's out there moving. So great job by McDonald. I like the play call there. It brings up 2 points. Now they got a 15-point lead.
So 34-19 is our score with a 2-point conversion. So that fooled everybody there. It looked like the ball was in the middle of the pile, and then all of a sudden McDonald's running out.
McDonald, I think, is the backup quarterback right now. McDonald. I've seen him play a few games ago where they blew somebody. Oh, the Durfee game. He was in their quarterback, so he's the backup. So he's got a pretty decent arm, and I think he's a lefty. So he was rolling out to his left looking for a receiver. If it wasn't there, he's going to run. So great job by the Presidents. They've stopped him twice now, Scituate, and that's big turn of events. Being up 20-19 after the half. Coming down, scoring two touchdowns here, and they got to keep the momentum going here with the home field advantage. We've turned into a night game here. We got the lights on here. The North Quincy players have already come in from the bus, getting ready for the doubleheader. So, Quincy doing a great job.
All right, Green kicks it deep. And it'll be fielded at the 13-yard line, but Dwayne Curtin for the Sailors, and he's going to try to go back on his own, cross the 40, and was trying to jump over 2 players, but Jalen Greenwood had none of that. Also over there for the Presidents was Tim Nazaro.
Yeah, that's a tough. That's a good return by the Scituate guy. He's another kid that touches the ball, and I tell you, he does wonders himself over there on that side. I was looking at the schedule there. They're 5-2, and they beat some pretty good teams up there. They beat Scituate in week 3, so they beat Rockland, Cohasset, Triton, Hanover, and North Quincy. They've lost to Norton and Nauset. So they're 5-2, and they're 2-0 in their Fisher division over in the Patriot League. So they're a pretty good team out here.
And Stewart's going to keep it himself, cuts it outside, and get up to the 40-yard line before being brought down by Jaquan Harris.
At film session tomorrow, Coach Reardon's going to be all over number 23, Gerson Lai. He's going to say, listen, you're supposed to have outside containment. He's taking him out, I think. You got to stay out there. Don't let him get to the outside. Don't get pushed into the middle. And Coach Reardon's going to look at the tape tomorrow at film session and say, listen, they're all Coach Carey's already given him an earful. So they've put number 25, Alex Alexandre, out there, the junior. He did a great job last week as well. So you must contain that quarterback. And if you at the high school level, if you can't do it, we're going to have to put somebody else that will be able to do it. So.
All right, second down and 2.5. Stewart back to pass over the right side.
It's on Kenny Garcia.
And incomplete. Garcia had the coverage. Pass was intended for Dante Secatella.
Yeah, they're going to try to pick on a sophomore. Hey, he's a shorter type of guy. Let's just try to throw it up. And I think we don't have this height and weight on him, but he's probably 5'6", 150, but he's got speed and he closes fast. So they have him out there quite a bit, and I see good future for this Quincy High team. Kenny Garcia just giving it his all out there. Good job by 34.
All right, so 3rd and 2 now. Dwayne Curtin gets it, and he should have enough for the first down. And actually, they're going to spot him right at the first down marker, but it should be enough to move the chains. Needs to get to the 38, and that's exactly where they marked the ball.
Might be all about those links we were talking about earlier, Jonathan. So.
All right, so they mark it, and it is enough for a first down with 48 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Stewart again back to pass in the shotgun. Fires over and is almost picked off there by Viet Doan. Looked like he got hit by the Scituate receiver who was also going for it. And if Doan had picked that off, he had nothing but green space in front of him for a touchdown.
He closed very well on that. You're taught as a DB is to take the back pedal. Take the back pedal. As soon as that ball, you break on it, and Viet Doan did a great job there by breaking it up. These DBs have gotten better over the weeks. For some odd reason, Cherwick's not in there. They got Kenny Garcia in there as well. I mean, they're going to keep Jaquan Harris on the big receiver, number 12, at the top of the screen. Kenny's going to be taking on the captain, 21, at the bottom of the screen.
Curtin on the carry. And again, he's making people miss and being patient, waiting for those holes to open. And he's going to be up there for another first down, it looks like. Cross the 30, gets up to the 28, and that should be enough for another first down, and it is. So Dwayne Curtin has been a machine here for the Scituate Sailors, and he again picks up another first down.
You got to tackle well. I mean, you got to wrap them up. And, maybe you need another kid to come in to make a gang tackle, but you're not wrapping him up, and he's going to gain yards. And see if they get one more play off before this quarter's over.
Yeah, there's going to be no bumping him down. You're going to have to bring him down, wrap him up. All right, this will be the last play of the third quarter. Stewart was looking to hand it off. Maybe a little miscommunication. Not keep it himself. And nice job there by the Presidents. Jackson Lamb in there. Also number 23, Gerson Lai. And they're going to bring him down after a gain of maybe 1 on the play. I'm not sure where they spot the ball. Looks like this will be up to the 27. But that will be the end of the third quarter. And the Presidents lead 34-19. So great job here by Quincy. The defense has come up big the last 2 Scituate drives. Scituate had 2 fourth downs, and Quincy was able to stop them on both drives. So we'll see what this defense can do here as we head to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they gave him an earful, Gerson Lai, and they put him back in and says, okay, we're going to put you on the other side at linebacker. Make a play. Okay, and he did a great job right there. Also, looking down on the sidelines there, we got Bob Bosworth of the Quincy Sun taking some pictures. He's done a really good job this year. If you open up the Sun in the middle of it, and sometimes on the front cover of the Sun, there's a huge amount of pictures in there in color. And he's done a really good job this year with doing that with both schools. And he's got the doubleheader, so I think he's going to probably take some pictures for the Quincy, and then also got the North Quincy game coming up. Also next to him is principal Frank Santoro, which is a great supporter of Quincy High. He's always down there, cheering on his guys, and it's really good to see that. one quarter away, Jonathan. See if these kids can pull this off with 15-point lead here going into the fourth. It's very important to stop them here on this series. And it's definitely, the temperature has definitely dropped. It's getting a little cool.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, Noel. And Stewart looking to try and set up a screen, and it goes incomplete. They were trying to use Dwayne Curtin, faking for him for the screen, but they were actually looking for Pat Towig, and he can't bring it in. It looked like it hit his hands. He just couldn't wrap it up.
Jackson Lamb in there on that coverage, staying home as a linebacker, did a pretty good job. And it's third and 9 here. Like I said before, it's very important for Quincy to stop him. That front four's got to get in there and make some penetration. Situate's had to deviate from their traditional style of just giving it to the quarterback and the running back, and if they've had to open it up a little bit by using the passing game. They're going to go trips on the bottom of the screen here, and they got Kenny Garcia at the top on Dante, number 21.
All right, Stewart back to pass over the left side, and it is incomplete. Flag thrown on the play, which looks like it might be against the Presidents.
Okay, 10-yard first down. Number what? Number what? Holding. Defense.
All right, so it's a 10-yard holding penalty against the Presidents.
I think they were saying it on 18, Tim McDonald. Could have been over the top. A holding penalty is a little bit better than a pass interference. I believe the holding will be 5 yards from the
Yeah, it's
line
10 yards from the spot.
10 yards from the spot. Okay. Rather than pass interference is where it was at, the spot of the foul. So
It's 15 yards
Okay.
in high school there.
Okay.
It's 15 yards.
So it's an extra 5
down.
yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Dwayne Curtin with the ball again, over to the left side, and he's going to go to the 10 and dragging men into the end zone. Dwayne Curtin, an unbelievable run there, 17-yard touchdown run, dragging two Quincy Presidents the last 5 yards for the touchdown.
We're going to look at this replay. Gersten Lai comes up, makes a good hit, but doesn't wrap him up enough right here. That arm tackle is not going to work with number 5. He gets away from Jackson Lamb, tries to come in, and he just carries kids into the end zone. So you can see his strength of being a running back, and they're going to kick it here. So if they block it, it's important because let's see.
And whistle blows. This should be against Scituate. And it's going to be a false start against Scituate.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 94, White. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Very important for Quincy to stop this here. And what it will do is it'll set up a 2-possession because they'll be up by 9 points. Now, if he makes this kick, it'll be an 8-point lead. If Scituate comes down and scores and makes a 2-point conversion, you got a tie. So it's very important here that Quincy can stop this conversion kick. It'll make it a 2-possession game.
All right, so again, they're going to try the extra point
Nice
here.
snap.
A little bit deeper, and
Nice
it's blocked
stop.
by the Presidents. And I'm trying to see who has the ball, and doesn't matter. Quincy blocks the kick. Looked like there might have been a push there by Quincy on one of the Scituate plays, but the referees didn't see it. But either way, it doesn't matter. Quincy blocks it, and we now have a 34-25 lead with Quincy in it. No, I'll be right back again. Our
Yes.
clock's getting a little fuzzy there, so I'm going to see if I can adjust. I'll let you turn over to you.
Quincy Presidents did a great job here. Got the 5-yard penalty. We're going to look at the replay here. They push back 5 yards. High snap. Gets in there. Who is this? That's McDonald. 18. Makes the block here and stops us. He was a huge play of the game because now it's a 2-possession game. It's a 9-point lead, 34-25, which means they got to score twice. So either way, you come down, you score a touchdown, you still got to get a field goal. So big play right there of the game. They make that, and it could be different story at the end. So this is really good. What Quincy's going to have to do here, it's 10:38 left in the game in the fourth quarter, is get the ball, try to score, but at the same token, eat the clock up a little bit. play a little more time possession. Maybe a little different strategy by not going up in the air maybe too much, because incomplete passes stop the clock. So the strategy of high school football and what to do here with a 9-point lead is going to be in Coach Reardon's hands.
All right, so we onside kick here, and
Situate's got it.
Yeah, it looked like Situate came up with it. Quincy was trying to recover and went off their hands, it looked like.
We're going to see on the replay here, it's a pooch kick. And looks like Nazaro, number 67, put his hands up. Tim, he put his hands up for a fair catch. Unfortunately, it goes a little deeper than him. Watch him go up for the fair catch. He puts his right hand up. It's over his head. So he tries to go back to catch it. This is a tough play on him to do. And then he touches it, and then Situate recovers here. So the strategy has changed, but still, 9-point game. Quincy's going to have to come up with a stop here.
All right, so Situate takes over now on the Quincy 37-yard line. Stewart back to pass, looking way downfield, and it is incomplete. Jaquan Harris over there on the coverage. Noma Unkadune was the intended receiver.
Yeah, if you're going to pick on Harris, I'll tell you, he's a great cover guy. They had Viet Doan maybe helping him out over the top, but they tried to go to him, and Jaquan Harris is going to go one-on-one with the receiver at the top of the screen. If you run the trips at the bottom, you're going to deal with the other DBs, but one-on-one, it's Jaquan Harris, and he does a great job, and he's just a great cover guy overall.
So 34-25 is our score with 10:29 left to go in the ball game. Stewart's going to fake the pass, keeps it himself, and has some space. We'll get up to the 30-yard line, make it the 29 before he's brought down.
Peter Cedrone in on there in the tackle, and he tried to wrap him up and get some other people in there. But, the quarterback has got forward momentum, and looks like Situate's going to go with a no huddle and try to speed up the clock here because they need 2 scores.
And looks like they should have enough for the first down. Noel crossing the 25 up to the 24.
They're really getting a lot of usage out of this field with these double headers. This is the second time we've had them, and I'll tell you that the kids are coming in from the other side, the Hanover kids, and just to have the double header, just the energy in the stadium, especially right now towards the end of this first game. Having other kids being in the stadium, hey, listen, so-and-so's over there. I got to do well. Good play.
They try to give it off to Curtin again, but he can't go anywhere. Nice job there by number 80 for the Presidents, Matt Hines, to come up and make the tackle. It'll be a loss of 2, and I think that's the first time it's been a loss for Dwayne Curtin here tonight.
Great job by Matt Hines. He's a kid you kind of don't hear about on here too much, but he's playing both ways. He's also the tight end, and he's also the defensive end. And you don't have a stat on, his size and weight, but I'll tell you, from looking up here, he looks about 6'2", 6'3". He's going to be about 230. He's got pretty good size on this kid. And I'll tell you, he's only a junior, so he'll be back next year. He did a great job there.
So second down and 11 now for the Situate Sailors. Ball at the 26. Take off to Curtin, and nice job there again by Matt Hines. He comes up, he dove for Stewart and brings him down by his shirt. Let's take a look at the replay there, and a nice effort, back-to-back nice efforts by Matt Hines.
Great job. He gets right in, he gets penetration, and he, using that shirt is not a horse collar. So these kids sometimes they don't have their shirts tucked in. If you're a running back, you better have that shirt tucked in because he could pull you down from that. It's totally legal, and then that's just what happened with Matt Hines there. Great job, back-to-back plays. He's 3rd down and 15 here.
All right, so Stewart in the quarterback. Mike Stewart, the quarterback. He's going to fire over to his left side, and it's complete to Pat Towig. Nice job by Quincy to come up and make the stop. Be a couple-yard gain over there to make the tackle, Tim McDonald. And whistle blows on the field, and timeout is called. We'll take a look at the replay, and nice job there by McDonald.
Great job. He comes up on this bubble screen again, and this time he says, okay, I'm going to put my hand up. Boom. Grabs the shirt, pulls it down. Totally legal. Matt Hines and Peter Cedrone wrap him up for the three people tackle. So good job. It's 7:56 left here in the game. It's a 9-point possession, a 9-point lead for the Presidents. Good timeout. Situate call this timeout?
Situate did, yes.
Yes, they did. So probably want to go to the drawing board here in 4th and 12 to see what they want to do. Very important for Quincy to know down in distance. Okay, they have to make it to the 19-yard line. So anything, if the DBs are set up a certain way, anything that's over a certain area, you got to come up and make the tackle. Don't let anything get beat over the top. But at the same time, if it's a throw that's about 7 or 8 yards, he's still got to pick up another 3 or 4. So very important to make the tackle, even if he catches it within the area of not getting the first down. So very important to be smart defensively for the Presidents here on this 4th and 12. And I think this is the play of the game right here. This will be the determining factor that Quincy can stop him here. I think they can eat away at that clock and pull off this win. And if Situate can convert here and score, it's an open game again. So let's see what happens here on this play.
All right, 7:56 left to go in the ball game. Ball is marked at the 26-yard line. The Sailors need to get to the 14. 2 receivers to the left and 2 receivers to the right of Stewart. Jack White goes in motion. Stewart rolling over to his right now and fires downfield, and it is knocked away there by number 7, Viet Doan. Pass goes incomplete, and on another 4th down, Quincy holds the Sailors. Another turnover on downs. Great job here by the Quincy defense in the second half.
We're going to see this replay right here. Viet Doan on 4th down. What are you going to do? You're going to bat the ball away. There's no reason to intercept it. You get the ball better down here. Watch him go up right here and just bat it away. He's got great position here on the inside. He goes up. If it's going to be a jump ball, boom, he bats it away to the outside. So great job by Viet Doan, number 7.
Great recovery there by Doan as well. The receiver almost went past him, but he quickly recovered to knock it away. So 1st and 10 for the Presidents at their own 26. And it looks like we might have a false start on Quincy, and Jackson Lamb knew it was him. He's pointing to the sidelines and said, sorry, my bad there. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty against Quincy.
Quincy's going to...
Prior to the snap, 55, false start.
All right, so 5-yard penalty on the false start. So make it 1st and 15 for Quincy.
As you can see up here in the booth, it's a little quieter, but you know, it was on, so you could hear a little bit on the field. There's a little bit more yelling and going on, so all the viewers could have heard what's going on down on the field. So Quincy's going to have to maybe run the ball, eat up the clock, get some first downs here.
Yeah, I think the big thing is going to try to eat up some clock here while going down to score. Jalen Green on the carry, and nice effort here by Situate to come up and make the stop. Scott Radding, a sophomore linebacker for the Sailors, comes up and makes the tackle. And it'll be a loss of 1 on the play, it looks like, where they spot the ball at the 20.
Yeah, you know, Situate knows that, you know, that they're going to probably run the ball and eat it up, so they're going to probably commit a little bit more in the box, you know, put 7 or 8 in there and say, you know, you're going to try to run it, we're going to try to stop you, get you 3 and out, get the ball back. So let's see what the Presidents do here. Slot at the top of the screen with Heffernan and Harris.
Second down and 15. They get 16 actually, and Jalen Green again has nowhere to run. Brought down there by number 21, the senior captain, Dante Sacatella.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be keying on Jalen Green. They're going to say, okay, if we're going to get beat here, we might as well gamble and take out number 1. So Coach Ridden's going to go back to here and take his time and make a play call and try to convert here. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be 3rd and 17 here. So with the penalty in two plays where they lost about a yard or so, it's going to set up a huge conversion to get the first down.
All right, so Quincy's going to need a big effort here on 3rd and long. Lamb back to pass. And he's looking for Jalen Green. He has it.
He's got the first down.
Did he hold on to it?
Oh.
And
Is he going to
Let's see,
overturn it?
and let's see. I don't see. Actually, it looks like it's going to say incomplete. Jalen Green tripped up as he went to bring it in. Let's take a look at the replay there. He was wide open, and he just tripped over his own feet, it looked like. So tough
I think
break.
the ground may have caused this basically an incomplete pass or maybe a fumble because he's got it in his hands. He's bobbling, but the ground.
Yep.
I think that was a catch. I thought he had control, and once he hit the ground, it kind of like, it's 3 seconds. You got to have possessions for 3 seconds, and it stops the clock here though. And now Jalen Green here punts away.
All right, nice high kick for Jalen Green. And
wow.
so let's see, nice effort there by Quincy coming down. It was Jaquan Harris to tackle the ball carrier. So no return. And Situ will take over on their own 47-yard line.
Nice hustle by Jaquan Harris to get down there to make sure he doesn't have any room to run, and tackles him right basically there. So it was almost like a fair catch, but he gets a free shot out there. So, Situate's going to have to go 53 yards to score here, and they're running with the clock as well. It's 5:52, so Quincy's got to stop him in the middle here. I would force them to pass. The DBs have been doing a great job tonight, the four of them. So. See what happens.
All right, so again, 1st and 10 from this 47. Dwayne Curtin on the carry. And this time he gets wrapped up by several Quincy presence, but he'll cross into Quincy territory up to the 48.
This is also in Quincy's favor. If they're going to run it, it's going to keep the clock moving. So just contain him, wrap him up. If you can't make the tackle, wrap him up. Let somebody else come over to help you out. And, that's the name of the game.
Curtin again on the carry to the right side. He'll get up to the 45-yard line. And it'll bring up now a 3rd and 2 for the Sailors. So Quincy still leads 34-25. We're at the 5-minute mark of the game now. Stewart in the shotgun. Curtin with the carry. Runs right up the middle, and with the push forward, he should have enough from the first down. Tim Churchill, one of the offensive linemen, helped push him forward. And it will be enough for the first down. Ball's marked at the 42.
So now they put the clock back. So, they get the first down, and then they wind it up again with the whistle, and now the clock goes. So
Quincy wants to keep that clock moving, make it go as fast as possible. Stewart back to pass. Down left side of the line, down the left sideline, but it goes incomplete. Tim McDonald on the coverage. Also over there for the Presidents was number 34, Kenny Garcia. Pass was intended for Dante Secatella.
pretty good play. Tim McDonald it's an uncatchable ball, I think. He got away with hitting him downfield like that. So, either way, so uncatchable that it wasn't going to be caught, that, they weren't going to throw the flag. So you just got to be a little bit careful out there, to not hit the player. Anywhere 5 yards down the field, you really can't touch them. And, in high school football, they'll call that this time of the game.
Second down and 10 at the 42-yard line. Stewart looking. Nice coverage by Quincy. Matt Hines in pursuit, and he's going to dump it off to the receiver. That's number 7, Jack White, and he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Great coverage by the defensive backfield of the Presidents. And Situate's going to call a timeout to stop the clock with 3:57 left to go.
Viet Dome made a great play on this. He comes up, doesn't make the exact tackle, but at least gets his hands in there and slows him up for another guy to come over to make the tackle. That's really important for Quincy. If you're not going to make the tackle, make a good effort to at least tackle him, and then you slow him up and somebody else will come in. And now it was a really good play there. Third and 9 here with 3:57 here left in the game.
All right, so a couple of big plays here for the Quincy defense. They've come up big so far in the second half. 4 fourth downs, and they've stopped them all. Bad snap, and Stewart can't do anything with it. And coming up to make the big tackle, Ali Ajabori to bring him down for a loss of 3 on the play. We'll take a look at the replay and look at the effort here of Al-Jabori.
Low snap, fumble, and you get penetration. He's taking on the big guy there. Wow. He's got his hands full taking on the big number 73, John Foster. He's 6'5", 265, and he's taking him on. He sheds off that block and goes in and makes a tackle. Great play there.
All right, so it'll be 4th and 14 now for the Sailors. Ball's at the 46-yard line.
I think Quincy's going to have to come out with the heights and weights for recruiting purposes to help out these kids get into colleges. All the other teams have done it, and Quincy's only got the year in there. I think they should put the heights and the weights to get these kids into these collegiate levels.
All right, Stewart back to pass. Again, need 14 yards. Throws down the middle of the field, and it is knocked down there by Quincy. And another nice job by Viet Doan, kind of playing center field there, Noel. Just knocked that pass down. So another big 4th down stop for the Presidents. As you see in the replay, Viet Doan coming off a little gimpy there.
Great play by Doan on the top of the screen here, and he goes up for the ball. He tips it away again. It's 4th down, so they're going to get the ball here, back up the field. So that's a great play by him. If he intercepts it, it's down by the 20. So they've gained 25 yards by him batting it away. And, you got to be careful with batting it away. You have to make sure that you don't bat it into another player's hands on the offensive side. So great job. 2:53 left in the game. They're going to eat away at this clock.
All right, lots of handoffs here now for the Presidents. Jalen Green gets over to the right side. Across the 50, stays in bounds, and turns it upfield to do that. Nice job by him. Make sure he holds on to that ball. He has 4 Situate Sailors trying to strip it out of his hands. And he has the 1st down in that great effort by Jalen Green.
He was probably going to go to the sideline, and he traditionally would love to go to the sideline because that's where, he's very talented. But he knew at this point in the game, let me just get some yardage. And we're going to see the replay here. Let me get some yardage. Let me stay in bounds. Watch him here. He's coming down to the bottom of the screen here. Looks like he's going to go out of bounds. No. Let me just go back into the field, get some more yards, hold on to the football, and keep the clock moving. So Lamb's going to take his times up in here in the ball.
Green on the carry. Over to the 40-yard line, back up to the middle of the field to the 35, and he'll fall forward up to the 34-yard line. And Citrus going to call timeout to stop the clock.
He can cut anywhere on the field. I mean, he's looking like he's going left, and then he cuts it back against the grain and gets a hard 8 yards here. And watch the replay here. It's going to be a sweep. Joseph does a great block. It looks like it's going to the outside. Now, let me just kick it back in, follow my blocks, get as many yards as I can. That's great about Jalen Green. He's knowing what part of the game here is it. Do I really need to get the score? I love the score. He'd love to score another football touchdown, but keep the clock moving, get as many yards as you can, hold on to the football, and now it brings up a 2nd and 2, and they can just eat away at this.
Jalen Green, 216 yards rushing, Noel, here tonight. 2:08 left to go in the ball game. And Green's going to add to that total right now, across the 30 for another 1st down for the Presidents, and we'll get up to the 29, it looks like. So he moves the chains, and the clock will continue to roll once they set the chains.
And just take your time, and, Max Joseph's probably saying, can I get the ball once? Can I get the ball? Let me get one more play. Jalen Green over 200 yards. Great night for him.
Again, Presidents come out with 3 men in the backfield, the Wishbone offense behind Lamb. Jaquan Harris gets a carry this time over to the right side. Ball comes loose. And it's still loose, and
I don't know who
Situate had it, and Quincy had it, and now there's just a big pile and a fight for the ball. Looked like Quincy might have gotten it at the last second, and they did. So Jaquan Harris, ball got stripped away from him, and Quincy recovers it. I'm not sure who came up with it at the bottom of the pile there, but nice effort. We'll see if we can roll back that replay and see if we might have got an idea of who came up with it.
Jaquan Harris hasn't a lot of touches in the game today, so, he touched the ball maybe 3 times. So,
and right there for Situate, they're trying to pick the ball up and run with it.
could be Richie Turpin, the center, 54 might have
Paul
been
Nigro,
in
number
the,
62, was in there as
well.
well. All right, so Quincy gets a break there, and they keep the ball. Under a minute now to go in the ball game. Jalen Green talking to Lamb about something or other. Probably saying, give me the ball. Green gets the ball. He's going to hold on to it. And he'll get to the 30-yard line for a loss of 1. And Situate's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, Jalen Green probably went up to the line and says, okay, I just want to make sure, is it going to this hole just to be on the safe side? And why not? Why not get on the same page with your quarterback and run the right hole, run the right play call. You don't want to screw this up at this point of the game, even though it's two scores to come. This will be a great win for Quincy here. It's 43-8, in my opinion, they're going to win it here with 9-point lead here. This is going to be very important tonight. Duxbury and Hingham are playing. The winner of that game, most likely, will be tied. If Hingham can win tonight and they beat Duxbury, Quincy's got to play Hingham next week. And if that happens, they go down to Hingham and win on the road. And they go take care of business at Silver Lake. It'll be a three-way tie. And I talked to Coach Reed a little bit about the tiebreaker system. He said it went by like some type of point schedule. Maybe it's point versus each other between the three teams. I don't really like the coin toss. I hope they don't use the coin toss. I think that's terrible to use. I think they should go by points against each other.
I think if it's a three-way tie, there's some sort of point system, and then I think it goes to head-to-head. I could be wrong, but
okay.
All right, so here we go. Back to action. Lamb rolling out. It's going to fire downfield. It's complete to Max Joseph. And ball came loose, but I think he was down. Yes, he was down on the ground. Yeah. So he gets up to the 20-yard line. And clock will continue to tick down here. And I don't know if Situate has any more timeouts. And now they're going to stop the clock. So 22.9 seconds left to go. We'll take a look at the replay here with the clock stopped.
Max Joseph got a touch here. He got a little completion here in the flats.
He must have heard you up there, Noel, talking about it, saying, get me the ball.
Why not? He tripped over himself, but the ball caused the fumble there, so it's not a fumble. So
yeah,
great
he was
job.
Clearly down when he lost it.
It's great to give Max Joseph a little bit. Also give him a couple pass plays to see, get him a little better acclimated to catching the football out of the backfield, because you want to get better as the season progresses, and they still got 3 games left. They got Hingham, Silver Lake. Hingham, Silver Lake, and then North Quincy are the 3 remaining games.
Yep.
So you're going. I mean, this is not a league game. It's the other division of the Patriot, which is the Fisher. But to beat a 5-2 team, that's really great, and this will bring the record to 4-4. Then they're going to give some momentum going into Hingham next week, and. If anybody's listening, you get down to Hingham next week to watch that game. It's a 7 o'clock start, Friday night. Support this Quincy High School program, because, if Duxbury loses tonight, that could be the determining factor of winning the division. Green
on the carry, and he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. There'll be a couple of yard loss there, and Situate's going to call another timeout.
The game next week is actually a Saturday game, November 3rd, and I don't have a time on here, but it'll be another day game as well. So if you can get out there, we'll get you a timetable for it. Go support these Quincy High School kids, because they could, like you were talking before at the beginning of it, they could run the table here and win all the remaining games. So I think it's very much possible. Last week against Duxbury, they played a hard-nosed game, and to beat a nice Situate team here, big momentum going into next week and the rest of the season.
All right, so that was a 4th down play there, and it'll now be Situate ball. 18 seconds left to go, and ball is going to be incomplete. Mike Stewart was looking for number 21, Dante Zacatella, and again, it falls incomplete with 15 seconds left to go.
Another thing for Quincy, they've put up a lot of points lately. They put up 34 tonight. 28 last week. I mean, they're scoring a lot of points. Whitman Hanson, 32 points. So they've been, Jalen Green wasn't in the Malden Catholic game, and they only scored 12, but, they've been scoring a lot of points all season. So that's really good for the Quincy offense. Defensively, there's a little bit of holes. You just go back to the drawing boards and do a little bit better in the next week.
All right, Stewart again looking to pass. Fires over the middle of the field, and it is complete up at the 39-yard line. And clock will stop while they move the chains.
And they got a super prevent with Alex Heffernan and Rob Monroe out there with Jaquan Harris way down the field, so they don't want them to score.
All right, 8 seconds left to go. This should be the last play of the game. Stewart looking. Quincy again in the prevent defense, and he's going to run it now. Has no other choice. And that is the end of the ball game as he runs out of bounds. So the Quincy defense comes up big, Noel, in the second half. Several fourth down stops with Scituate threatening, and Quincy comes up with a big victory, 34-25. So great job there by by the Presidents. Scituate couldn't do anything there at the end of the game, and Quincy will come up with a big victory. So congratulations for the Presidents. Again, 34-25 is our final. Noel, some of your thoughts here on the Quincy game here tonight.
Great momentum going into Hingham next week. Presidents put up 34 points. On the week this week, work on the conversion kicks. I think it could come down to that. One of these games, it could be next week. You know, take some time after practice. Actually, before practice. Jalen Green, get down there. Get the block. Work on it at Pageant Field. Work on those kicks. Get about 15 in before practice. Then after practice, you work on it, and then you work on it with the whole unit as 11 men out there. So, and then also token at that, Coach Reardon have the defense rush in on them. You know, Jonathan, I think they did a great job tonight, and they're going to get momentum going into Hingham. Maybe give some stats for the rest of the game here for Jalen Green and how many yards he had.
Yeah, sure, certainly. Jalen Green, an outstanding game. 22 attempts for 220 yards rushing. So again, 220 yards rushing for Jalen Green. He had a long run of 72 yards. That was a touchdown run. 3 touchdowns for Green on the night. Max Joseph, he had a rushing touchdown as well. Alex Heffernan, he only had 1 reception tonight, Noel, but it was a touchdown reception. James Lamb, 4 for 10 passing for 38 yards, and that 1 touchdown to Heffernan. On the other side of the ball, Mike Stewart, the quarterback for the Scituate Sailors, 6 for 19 passing for 45 yards. Rushing, Dwayne Curtin, an outstanding game, 27 attempts, 251 yards rushing, and he had 2 touchdowns. Mike Stewart, he had 60 yards rushing the ball and also 2 touchdowns. And Jack White had 23 yards receiving to lead the Sailors here tonight. So, outstanding effort by the Quincy Presidents. We mentioned last week, Noel, that if they played the rest of the season like they did against the Duxbury Dragons, they're going to be very tough to beat. And in the first half, it was a little bit rough going. The defense was allowing a lot of points, but second half, Coach Reardon made some adjustments, and defense did an outstanding job in the second half.
Yeah, you know, on the stats, you don't do the defense stats. I got Jaquan Harris had a nice interception as well, so we'll add that in there for him as well.
Viet a couple of nice knockaways on fourth down.
We'll give some defensive stats in there as well. Tim McDonald did a great job, you know, getting in on that fake extra point, making the 2-point conversion. So, you know, this is really great for the Quincy Presidents program here. 4-4 they lie. They have 3 games left. They could run the table, make it 7-4. That's a great season, you know, and that's what they're looking to do going down to Hingham next week. So, great job by the kids tonight. Great job by Coach Reardon. He's really done a great job week to week with working with Lamb. So, overall, good night.
All right, we want to thank all of our crew that came out here this afternoon and early evening to make this production possible on camera. We had Mark Crosby. We had Frank Hogan, and on our game camera doing an outstanding job was Jeff Mon. In the truck, we had Anna El Tori, Bill Early, and Grace Busher. Our engineer was Chris Potter. Our executive producer, Elizabeth Campbell. We also want to thank our statistician up here tonight, Michael Saycoach, for doing an outstanding job. So again, final score, Quincy Presidents 34, the Sailors of Scituate 25. Quincy improves to 4-4, 2-1 in the division. So we're be back in a couple of weeks here at the stadium. Quincy goes to face Hingham next week, and then on November 9th, they are here to face the Silver Lake Lakers. So we'll see what happens on that 9th, if it may be for a division championship. So again, we want to thank all of our viewers. For Noel DeBona, my name is Jonathan Caleri. Thank you for watching this edition of QATV Sports. We'll see you next time.